All right. Welcome back, gentlemen. John Watkins, Nick Blackman,
Hello.
Kevin Kelly bring you another incredible, well thought out, intriguing
pre-planned
episode.
International.
Yes.
Worldwide, wide. Worldwide.
Very much worldwide.
Yeah, very much worldwide. Welcome to Winners Take Yall, tonight's guest, so we can go ahead and let you know. So if you want to, some people timestamp it now on our Facebook. So thanks for the comments. I love looking at some of the dumb comments, man. There's some very funny comments.
Funny, quality.
Very dumb ones, some dumb comments on Twitter. So follow us on Twitter, Winners Take Yall. Follow us on Instagram, Winners Take Yall as well. That's John Watkins, Fireball Watkins.
Yep.
Fireball Watkins.
Right here
and
drinking it.
You want to show him your balls like McAdoo?
Yep.
Sugar balls McAdoo.
Hey, if my balls had been
Sugar
like
balls,
that,
blackadoo.
that whole stadium would have smelled like fresh cookies. My balls have been out like that.
Could you imagine everybody be like, somebody's cooking sugar cookies, man. I love sugar cookies.
like really nice.
And they're like, those aren't sugar cookies.
Those are sugar balls.
That's sugar balls, son.
How? Like I was watching that race real time, and I never knew. I asked
You didn't
Weege.
see that mate stick flopping? Some of the people knew. The
Weege
people on the
didn't know.
floor,
Wygant did not know.
But some of the people on the floor were very aware. And that supposedly it was a little bloody by the end.
Okay, I needed to. He didn't drag that thing over
That
the
gripper
Jaleel
Asterisk
said it
medical
was,
mobile
a
unit.
little bloody.
Like they didn't try to grab C-spine and put some protection on that thing. You know, when you crash, you got one guy that's got to hold the neck,
you know
maintain
more about this,
C-spine. So that's, I would figure somebody has to go in and grab C-spine on the wiener and keep that thing straight.
Now, for all our folks that ain't like first responders,
yes,
probably never heard that
no
term.
C-spine. Yep, you probably heard it because you've been hurt a few times. All right, grab C-spine.
No, I haven't been hurt that
No.
bad, thankfully. Although
So-
your track did try to kill me multiple
Take
times.
care. Like, if that happened to me and I crashed, then that came up. You know how like you see on movies, they're like, "Save my brother, save my child." I'd be like,
final words.
they started looking
"Save
at my
my wiener."
face. I'd be like, "No, save my wiener."
Save my balls. Keep the
If I come
smell.
back, put this thing in some pickle juice, and I'll come back and I'll reattach it later on.
Yeah,
in
just keep
next
it on
life.
ice, man. I'll use
My
it.
wiener and my
Pickle
brain.
juice.
It ain't done. It ain't worn down to a nub yet.
Why didn't you use ice? Pickle juice seemed more appropriate.
I mean, it. That's what you
That's
put
what you
pickles
put
in, son.
dong meat on.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you put it in the pickle. Like, you know how you go to like the old school liquor stores that had the giant pickles? Those
Yeah.
aren't pickles.
They've been in
feet.
and
Those are dongs of people that have been hurt real bad.
years ago.
Yep.
In the
and they're
40s.
just waiting on them to come back.
I mean,
Okay, that's one of the things
those
we didn't
pickles
do.
are 50 years old and they're still delicious.
They're not pickles.
So that's why you throw a
You've
wiener.
been eating dong your whole
well,
life.
just a friendly note. You chop your wiener off,
Go up there
sling
to
that
Abby's
thing
Oasis
and grab some.
and throw it on the counter. She'll put it in the pickle jar. The pickle
wiener-
jar is
the
like
wiener
14
pickle
inches
jar.
tall. I mean, they were
you got to
ready.
go in elbow deep.
Oh, you're getting juice.
You're
on
That'd
this.
be a
Oh,
problem for me then, because if they reattached it, and then every
Whose
time,
wiener is this? Like they don't put the names
well,
on it.
here's the problem. You know,
Maybe you get to look through the pickle jar and pick
Oh
one.
yeah, like when you go to Texas Roadhouse.
you got your hand
Pick
in
your
there
steak.
and go around.
The murky water. You can see your hand.
Get the big
Like-
one.
Get the big one,
They're
Dad.
like stagnant on top. You know, you're like
The little lightweight ones are way up top. The big heavy,
heavy
duty
ones
get
ones.
in deep to
Steve
get the
Carnegie's is way on the
Get
bottom.
a
Yeah.
big dong down there, reaching.
That's a good one, Dad.
Maybe a problem because then, like, every time I got naked, if I got an erection, it smelled
Whoa.
like. If I got an erection, it smelled like
Pickle
pickles.
juice. Well, for
and
a
then
while.
I'd have the sugar smell too, so it'd be
That's
like.
a wild one.
it might be a nauseating.
So we're not going to
thing.
really touch that Cameron McAdoo low hanging fruit. Like everybody's already done.
But we're not
every
going to say a
meme.
word about it.
No, we're not.
No, we won't talk about it at all.
Of all the shows, you should expect so much wiener talk from us.
We'll
meat
always
sticks.
have winter
Lot
talk
of
and meat
wiener talk.
sticks. It just we're not going to direct
too
it
easy.
at
It's too easy.
Cameron.
Yeah.
But however, if there was ever a rider to have a good attitude about it,
Oh, he was so funny about it.
his freaking nickname is Whackers, dog. I mean, that is perfect nickname.
Sackadoo.
Yes.
Cam
I mean,
Dingo. Like the pickles are Cam.
what a Mandingo.
Mandingo,
yeah,
you got Cam Dingo. And then you see the butt patch with the black
Dude,
dude
all
sitting
I
there with that
know-
big wiener hanging out. Have you seen that?
I was
Did you see
never
that?
a true professional motocrosser, but to leave your junk hanging
And keep
out
on
and
going.
get after it and
Go.
ride your tail off.
Ride a supercross.
Ride your
Where did he
balls off.
finish in the race?
I don't know.
I don't remember that. I don't even know.
I got 15th in
doesn't
my head,
matter.
but I may
Yeah.
be wrong. But I don't
Like, you
care.
know,
He charged
if you just
He finished 15th. His penis finished 13th.
12th.
right.
It's ahead. They should have put the timing and scoring thing on that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what
Sling
crossed
that
the finish
thing.
line
Yeah,
first.
first for sure.
Yeah.
He was in 12th, 13th, and 14th.
The good news for him is he represented himself well. It's not like he
was
was
cold.
My
Yeah.
wife thought that he represented himself very well. She
Wow.
was impressed.
Impressive.
yeah.
And I ain't trying to say that so that we all know now that mine is smaller than Cameron McAdoo's.
No doubt about it.
But the fact that I told you she was impressed, I kind of just said that.
Yeah.
We knew. We
Feel so
realized.
stupid.
She was
right
like,
now.
yeah, the big ones always hurt. So
Yeah.
that's what Nick's line is.
Thank goodness yours is perfect.
Yeah, my wife dated the University of Tennessee, the quarterback. I found that out in high school because he went to McEachern with her. I'm like,
Not
really?
good. Not a good feeling. You're not laying over there like, yeah, I'm glad she did that.
So now you knew she'd been lying to you this whole time.
Oh, yes. No, it's not. Blue 38.
Why do you? Why are you
Red banana
lying? to me?
hammy. What? That gets her turned on anytime I do that.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Just
She's
go run
down.
that post route. Oh, yeah. Talk football to me.
Yeah. And that's hard on a man. A man's sitting there,
That's
you know,
a-
a
that's a
man's
true
going to
story.
work and a man's trying to get after it, trying to please his old lady. And she says,
And you got
talk football to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that.
You're like, where's this coming from?
But on the
That's
flip
scary.
side of that, there's probably been a lot of people, a lot of dudes got laid just from their women watching Tom Brady
You think?
on Sunday. You know what I mean?
man, I
Like,
guess so.
I don't know, man.
she loves to do it after we watch.
My
the
wife's
Patriots.
more of a Cameron McAdoo fan.
Yeah, now.
You
Now
know.
she is.
Now she is.
No doubt. Man, that's like Zion
Cameron,
Williams' show
hey.
shoe when it blew out. The kid from Duke when he plays
yeah.
for the Pelicans now, and he blew his shoe out. Like, how did we won't go, I mean, we're going to talk about the wiener stuff, but how did it
Tear his
How
pants
did-
up that bad
and
without-
not tear his wiener at all?
Yes. It had to been a
I
microscopic
think the wiener
itch.
blood or whatever happened, and we'll get to that Zapruder film, I'm sure, back and to the left.
Yes.
Back
Grassy
and to the
knolls.
left.
Yeah.
That's my JFK reference. His
Yeah.
head went back and to the
To the
left.
left.
So there must have been like it just the cheese grater seat grinded on it, and that's probably like when you set up for a turn.
Dude,
you
imagine
came in
just
there.
plopping down on the seat.
I know
and
that's
like
what I was saying. Like when you just
smashing
graze
your
it, just
balls.
you know when you sit down wrong, and you're like, "Bleh," you'll get sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a man's
Old
man.
men have that happen like
I don't
daily.
know. I can't believe he did it. Okay, so one time we were
15
leaving.
laps.
We were leaving.
Is this a dong story?
Yes, it is a dong story,
It's fine.
but it is really no dong in it, other than my concern for my own. So
I'm always concerned for
We
mine.
were
yeah, I'm,
leaving-
very,
And yours.
I'm always
Yeah,
worried
you're-
about it.
yes, so we're leaving the track at down by Charlie Brown Airport, sand
Yeah,
track,
practice
right?
track.
Yep. And we're going back to the truck, and I'm sitting there, and we're standing up on the bike, talking to whoever's riding with me, and you know how sand will get like those big erosion
Yeah.
cracks or ruts, and I mean it's 2 feet deep. You know, we're riding across top.
Proper term in the Georgia Handbook for Sedimentation and Erosion Control is RILS, RILLS.
So we're going across.
I don't like it though.
A rill
Ruts.
that I did not see, and I hit it and go over the bars.
Oh
right?
my gosh. That's
As-
shocking.
As I go
You're
over
just
the,
cruising? You're not even like hauling? You're
No,
just
just
riding back
cruising.
to the truck?
Yeah, but I had looked over it and was talking to somebody. So as I go over the bars, the throttle side hangs me in the growing area.
Oh my
Right
gosh.
as I
dude.
go over,
In the groin.
tears my pants a little bit,
groin.
and it just like hit me so hard that everything felt numb. And I was like, God, I think that I said, damn man, that bar it hit me like right in the nuts or right around my dick. And so
Stop.
I
And he
stick my I'm
stuck his
demonstrating.
hand
I
slowly.
stick my hand down there to check on little Elvis, and when I pull it out of my pants.
No, is there blood?
There's blood.
Oh my God, dude.
I just pound.
I fell
Blood.
down.
I'll pass out.
I don't know where I'm laying.
No.
I literally almost passed out. Like I got like, oh shit, and got down to one knee, and then I took it off, and luckily I just had cut myself. Like,
Still though,
Right
that's
above.
way close.
oh, it's scared.
that's
man.
the racer's edge, just like McAdoo.
Dude, did I tell this story on the show when I had my surgery for my balls that blew up that got real big?
no.
No. This is only about 5 years ago.
For my balls that blew
Well,
up.
what happens is there's two sacks. You got your sack, then there's another inner sack.
Yeah,
membrane.
I would think so.
Yeah, so there's double sack. We double sack it.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go to the
You
grocery
know, you
store.
got to go
They
straight.
double bag it. You
Man,
put
those are
something-
heavy. You better
Yeah, you
double
better
bag
put-
that.
yeah,
bag that
so
shit.
so they double. You're double bag.
Like you get a 40.
the inner bag,
Yes.
the inner bag blew, and this thing gets that big.
You
it
had
got
smooth balls.
Oh, it
man.
was like-
They're
How'd
very
that-
smooth.
What were you doing to blow it?
nothing.
So something just tore it?
10% of men this happens to.
God, you're making my stomach
10%.
hurt, dude. I
One out of
swear
every
I'm
10 listeners is going to have their inner membrane.
If this
blown.
has happened to you, I found out one of the pros that is currently racing, a rookie in the 250 not a rookie but second year, it's happened to him.
And
So,
he had smooth balls too.
big,
very
very
smooth,
taut.
Yeah. Sort of like you had Botox.
So I went for a while. I was like, this is not good. And I was at the fire station. My lieutenant goes, I was telling everybody about
which lieutenant?
Myers.
Okay. Because if we were
Not
talking
that
Morgan
one, not
dog,
that
I'd be
one.
like, Holmes, he was
I'll
going to do an
fix that.
inspection.
He'll be like,
You just got to
me
bite it right here on the bottom.
let me look at that real good.
If you bite it gently.
So anyway, he goes, man, I was showing just.
You showed Myers.
No, I didn't show him.
Oh, my.
I just said through the clothes. I said,
Yeah.
check this out. They're like,
the
whoa.
hell, Holmes?
So they're like, dude, you need to go to the doctor.
Was it painful? Like,
Nah, not really, not at
Okay.
all. So he goes, go to the doctor today on shift. I went down, I made an appointment, and the dude gets a flashlight out, and I'm like, what's going on here? He shines a light. He goes, so if you can see through it, it's just liquid. The inner sac busts, balls blow up, big,
meaty balls.
and then I go and they're like
moose size balls.
Smooth.
they were that big.
Sack.
So I go there. They're like, you can do two things. We'll punch a big thing in there.
Fuck,
and
just
we'll,
stop. No.
and then we'll drain it. Yeah, that's option one.
Man, we got this goddamn rivet
But
gun.
it's popped already. So it's like, so what's going to make it not do it again? He goes, we'll drain that thing. We'll stick a big old needle in it.
Oh, God. You're
And I'm
making my
like-
stomach
I'm like,
hurt.
no, I'm already no on that.
I'm
Or
out.
we'll cut you
syringe.
from the base all the way to your butt, 30 stitches, and it'll be done. I'm like, well, I don't like that option either. Is there a pill
There's a
Do you
string.
not have a
of,
vampire that can
there's
bite
a string of $5 hookers out there.
that'll suck it dry? So I went with the option B.
So it's sort of like amniotic fluid. I mean, you basically.
It's just it's like your knee, like this the same fluid, like they're gonna draw it out of there. But so I did the
it.
surgery, and then I come out and I'm like Nick, I'm like, I don't want to look at it. It's all
to death.
I'm wearing this weird ass underwear that's for this with no ass to it. It's basically
No ass,
Yeah,
yes.
it's so dumb.
Just in
Why
time
does
for
it not have an
Bike
ass?
Week.
Why did you not have an ass on
Freaking
this?
Sturgis,
Queer.
dude. You're all about bike
Yeah, that's
week.
again. I'm probably the only guy that got that. Like everybody else gets regular underwear. They're like, answer these few things. What kind of motorcycle did you have? KD80. All right, you'll get the.
While you were
assless-
out,
Yes.
Myers calls down there and goes,
Hey, he
you
had
got
a
anything assless?
He had a KD80, so make sure he gets KD80 underwear.
They're looking at patient history and it's like previous
Rode a
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Rode a
So you're-
KD80. So they did. What did we do?
This don't taste right.
Nothing.
Okay, we'll find out. If I pass out and ask a bunch of crazy stuff, let me know.
I'll drink it. So they cut me and do the whole deal. I come home and I'm like, I wait as long as possible before I go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, how do I do this?
I
Like,
would be so scared, dude.
I just went in there and I just said, wherever it goes, I am not touching this thing.
Pee all over
That was
the
pretty bold
floor.
on your part, though, because as bad as the syringe sucking the juice out of your balls sounds, 30 stitches is not appealing.
It was
either.
terrible. That was
I
terrible.
swear you're making my stomach hurt so
That
bad.
was terrible. That's not a cool scar either. Like, I can't go
was
to
gonna say,
I
you-
can't go to the bar and go check this.
Hey, man.
Man, what'd you
look
do
right
that?
here and see
This
us.
old porn incident,
super-
porn accident. I'd have been a superstar if I wouldn't have blown my
I
balls
was
out.
on the way to
like when you blow your
Superstar.
knee out. I'd have been #1 porn star, but
I'm super curious about that scar now.
Blowed my
it's there.
balls
It's
out.
train tracks. But man, when I had to peel
It's
the
train
galls
tracks.
and the fuzzies
Oh,
that were stuck to
stop
it, I was
it.
like, I cannot do this.
You didn't
Like,
use like brake parts cleaner and
yeah. Yeah, Christine had those rubber gloves. She's
Hey,
in the parts bin cleaner.
she had the blower on the air compressor and she sprayed it with some brake cleaner.
just hit it with that.
Stop. It was awful.
God,
So,
that sounds
it was terrible. I missed 6 weeks of
How
work.
long were you married to her at that
6
point?
weeks.
A few years.
Okay, good.
So I was packing all the kids. Like we didn't tell them initially, and then I'm like, all right. They're like, what's going on with this
Guess
guy? Like,
what?
I bloat my balls out.
They're like, why is he walking like he just rode a horse from
Right, like, what's wrong with this
Polyamp,
guy?
Washington?
It's a
or
real
whatever
thing.
that state
Yeah,
is.
Lance Kobish. He's the rider that you can ask Lance about.
yeah.
He has
Kids,
10%. Look it up.
Smooth
kids,
balls.
I need y'all to remain calm. But your dad has a leak in his ball sack.
Yeah, you would think
Currently.
of it.
It's gonna
Blow
be
me around the
okay.
room or whatever.
Yeah,
but it
It
didn't
just
do that.
starts shooting out. People
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
dude, his leg is soaking wet.
Whistle when you sat down.
He lands at the dinner table.
Hey, did we say who we have on the show? Did we already say that?
No.
You sort of
We all-
like
we
told
tried.
us.
We got that and we started telling Cameron Macadamians
yeah.
nuts.
Nathan Ramsey is going to be on, the team manager for Husqvarna and former Honda Supercross winner in the 450 class, in the big boy class.
Yep.
And I think he was an East Coast champion, right? Did
Yeah.
he win the 250? Okay. I
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yeah, I think he did.
feel like he did.
I don't
So
know
we'll have
what
him on,
year.
and we're gonna have Josh Greco. Now this just came out of nowhere. I was talking to Brad Gebhardt from Big MX Radio, and we were just talking about guys that have been racing forever now, and it made me think of Kevin Walker. Like Kevin Walker, really, if
He's probably raced 48 years.
well, he never chased like when he turned pro. He just said, "I'm doing Mega Series
Yeah.
forever." Do you remember him?
Dude,
Like,
local stuff. Yeah,
did
he
he
was in my
ever-
class every time I went to Loretta Lynn's.
I know, but what I'm saying is, do you remember him ever going, all right, man, he did really good at Gatorback. He did really great at Millville.
Well, no, I don't remember any pro
Ever.
nationals, but I know
don't
he could
remember him.
wax anybody that raced him.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
Every
saying
time.
I'm just saying he's the opposite of these guys that they
Yeah.
turn pro and
Yeah,
then
who
they
turns
just
pro and
then
just
they get in a
stays
van
local?
and go. Well, they get in a van and go. Like these dudes, like so. Josh Greco is one of those guys. He's been doing it for 14 years.
But he
Not on a
actually went
team.
to pro races, though. I mean, I know who his name is, not because of Loretta
Yeah, no,
Lynn's.
my point is he got in a van, took off, and has been chasing his dream for 14
He
years.
came home 14 years
And then
later.
Kevin Walker, I mean, he spotted in a few national. I know he had to race a handful of them.
Sure.
But he never, like, he could have totally done well.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just like, he probably made more money with the Mega
Well, you
Series,
hear about all those
contingency,
contingencies back in the,
the
day, in the
Supercross,
90s.
yeah, and all the arena
Because Barry
cross things.
Karsten had to have knocked
Yes.
down a couple hundred a year
Easily.
on Suzuki contingency because he'd be in every class possible. You
So
know.
it just made me think, I'm like, how do you do that? And for like when my little brother did it, we were like, dude, you got like 2 years before nobody's going to be able
Before
to
you
help
need to be at work.
You need to go to work
Yeah.
and it's time to grow up and blah, blah, blah. So I asked Josh on the phone, I'm like, I got a couple questions. How have you done this and why have you done this? So
Yeah.
we'll find out. It just hit me. I'm like, I want to call this guy just because I've never seen a dude
yeah,
chase that dream for 14
if
years.
you think about the number of years of local racing,
14.
and by the time you turn pro,
You're 36.
someone who's quality,
34.
they've done all that local stuff. It'd be hard to just continue to do it.
like Walker did.
I could see being motivated for
For a few years.
nationals and
Yeah,
stuff like that,
yeah.
but not for locals. Man, that's like the hardest thing. So Nick, you said the other week, you're like, well, I mean, we got to go to that Sand Mountain race. It's only 2 hours. I have an easier time driving 10 hours to Mid-Ohio because now it's a destination trip. Oh,
Right.
yeah, we'll go do that.
Yeah.
To go right across the state line, I'm just like, I mean, I don't care if we go.
Yeah, and
you know,
at this
it's like,
at
what
this
the
point
heck?
in my riding, which is very small, or even doing events, I love weird one-off
Big weirdo
day in the
things.
dirt, Baja Bra. The Gypsy race looks amazing.
The huge smooth balls concert or
type
whatever.
stuff. Yeah, and then
Festival.
VMD.
Do they still have the huge smooth balls festival?
They
What
do.
is it called?
Every year you get invited back. If you have the surgery, you are now a member of the huge.
You have to
smooth-
flash that scar to get in, though.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got to lay.
it's
And that's
literally a
requires
barcode. It's a
some
barcode. It's
stirrups.
like
You can't fake it.
That's your barcode. They scan your barcode.
They just stick their hand down your pants and
come on in, buddy.
yeah,
un-
dog,
unzip
he's
it.
got it.
So yeah, there's that.
Stirrups. If stirrups are like part of the cover charge, I mean,
Yep.
do I have to get in this? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
John, I think for a little bit of a backstory, we last show we were reckless. Would you care? Would you think would you say we were reckless?
Well,
take a swig, take a pull of that
Yeah,
before
I don't
you.
know if I can just talk about this.
Right. I mean, I'm serious about this. This is very serious, John. Hold on, let me get a sip of that too.
It's hard to just come up. It's hard to talk about certain subjects straight. You know what I mean? Like, you got to lubricate the. Really, you got to do something to let your guardrails down because this hurts the heart. Nick, get a shot,
Get in
man.
there, buddy. This is
Because I know you've got a lot of emotional.
yeah, I'm not quite as sympathetic.
Yours is on a different side, but it's still emotion, and it's still at the far end of an emotion. Right, I'm on one side of the emotion. And my side hurts
because we got some heat.
a lot of heat.
We got a lot of heat on our YouTube channel, which we have like 3 people that follow us. But
We didn't know how
we didn't
international
know
those
how
3
international.
followers.
There's a guy from Latvia that did not take kindly to your disparaging remarks, your arrogant remarks.
American arrogance.
Just pure arrogance.
So if anybody doesn't remember last week at the tail end, I sort of talked about my retirement goals were to go to the Motocross to Nations wherever it's at in the world.
Which we're going this year. Woo! St. Demas High football rules.
Yes, exactly. But
St. Davis High School football rules.
I kind of said,
Bill and Ted's
I said, I made a statement like, I'm going no matter where it's at in the world.
Wherever.
You know, unless it's in somewhere like Latvia, some war-torn country. That did not go over super well.
No, it did not.
Because, you know, when I said that, the reason I pulled Latvia is they do have a Motocross the Nations team.
Yes, they do.
I've seen jerseys and I've seen riders and I've seen them go around the
Wolf
track.
Sport.
Yeah, I've seen their Wolf Sport ads, you know, and their jerseys. But I really shouldn't have just
What
took
country
the
should you have
sights and
said then?
aimed. I should have said, I said
Iraq?
15 Yemen Road, and then I said Iran, and then we talked
Iran.
about Baghdad.
So everybody's cool with us talking shit on Iran, right? Iraq.
Yeah, I think either one of those are fine because, you know,
Or Yemen.
they're just too sandy.
Careful. That's still in the region, bro.
But I had the
understand, but
address. I had 15
You're dancing
Yemen
with the
Road.
devil. This guy wants the heat.
They're having a lot of
He
problems.
wants to smoke.
They got more problems than our show.
Listen, I had to answer
Maybe.
to this. I got called to the mat, and I told them, I said, we will issue a formal apology.
Well, and I would have reached out to you and said I need to apologize anyway because it was heavy on my heart all week.
Right.
You know, and I'm just sitting here.
It's grinding
It
on
was
Nick
fine
and on John.
until I lost my appetite and I couldn't sleep. And
Right.
once it got to that point, I was like, I need to talk to Kevin.
And Amanda's, she's like, what's wrong, John? Like,
Yeah,
your
and she
wife's
kept
like,
thinking like it was.
is it me? Do I
First,
not, am I
she
not
thought I had a
beautiful
medical
anymore?
problem.
Yeah, so it's causing marital problems.
Yeah, she goes,
Kids won't hang with you. You won't make love
must
to your
have
wife.
a medical issue for
Right.
this. And I was like, no, there's no, I don't have any medical
He has the
issue.
blue pill. That didn't work. Nothing would get you rolling.
Yeah. So when I was just about to pick up the phone to reach out to you, is about the time our Latvian
It
supporters
went crazy. It went crazy.
started, you know,
it went wild.
drilling you
on
and
Twitter,
holding you
on
to the
YouTube,
mat
Instagram, and
about
coming at
such
me.
an arrogant
The arrogance of us. Americans.
arrogant statement. So what I did was
And I appreciate what's happening here, but I'm going to go on record and say I'm not apologizing for shit.
okay, but
Nick's
Nicholas,
got a different
you didn't
story.
lose any sleep this week
No,
like
but
me.
He's not been able to make sweet.
I've got a whole
Soft.
different. Go ahead and
Delicious.
say your apology. I got a red-blooded American
Passionate
Latvian
love.
problem.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
but can I
we'll
go
get to
first?
that.
Because right now my heart's bleeding.
I want you to go first.
Okay, so I didn't want, you know, when you're arrogant, that usually means ignorant.
Correct.
Because why else would you be arrogant unless you just were ignorant?
I
so
think y'all are also misinterpreting that term because him repeating the fact American arrogance, y'all are taking as a negative. I think that's a positive thing.
Will you let him finish?
I know I
Sure,
just need to
sure,
get this
sure.
off because
Let him get it
Okay.
if I have another night without sleep, I
And
will
love
crash.
making.
Solve this international issue.
And love making. Let's get John
So-
to make love. He needs to make love.
All I want to do is make love, and I have been robbed of that this week. And so, in order to not be arrogant, I reached out, you know, and I didn't know where to start. So there's a United States ambassador to Latvia. His name is Christopher Robinson, and I was like, you know what? I'll
Master
call.
Robinson.
I call Christopher Robinson.
Christopher
and
Robinson, Winnie the Pooh.
You're not gonna believe this, but he wasn't very busy, and he took my call. I was like, I figured he'd be cover up with all these like Latvian issues
This
and
dude
stuff.
reached out to this guy.
Yeah, so
Hello, it's John Watkins. How
so
are you?
I talked to Christopher. No, he was American.
my
He's
bad.
the United States ambassador.
See, this
to
guy's
Latvia.
like, see, that's how dumb you guys
But
are.
the first thing out of his mouth is, "You need to call the Latvian ambassador to the U.S." And I'm
Whoa.
like, "Well, what is her name?" And her name is Maris Selga, and I don't really know how to say that, but Maris Selga is
they
how
don't
he
roll
said
their
it.
R's, so for sure.
So
They're not
I
Hispanic.
call her, and she is
livid.
no, she
No,
she had already heard about it, of course.
really?
And I'm like,
Then I
man,
called her and said, "How you doing?"
how you doing?
no, I called her crawling.
Nick goes,
I was on
Maurice, I could have like he's already knew. You know what I mean? He's already hung out with a lady.
I call her,
When
and
she was
I'm
a
like,
junior
I'm on my
ambassador.
hands and knees. I'm crawling to the phone because I'm so weak from the lack
The
of
lack
sleep.
of
you
love
know?
making.
And then she's like, "Hey, you really need to speak to the prime minister about this. We've already been in talks." And I'm like, "Okay, so who's the prime minister?"
The whole country's
Jesus.
up in arms over Winners Take Y'all.
So the prime minister's name is Evika Selina, and so I get Evika on the phone.
Ivanka or
No, Evika.
Pronounced-
So I'm like, why are
soft
none
K.
of these
It's-
top
She
officials
likes it when
busy?
you
Like,
call her Evika.
yeah. Well,
he's already
obvious-
hung out with her as well.
Obviously, I'm
Obviously.
Gonna, yeah, she rode in the back of the van one time. But like,
Once you
I
go
was just
sugar
like,
balls,
how
you never
can they
go
not be busy? You know, it's like,
there ain't sh-
how can y'all take this phone call? And they're like, you don't understand how big of an issue this is.
I will take
for
this
you to
call.
just throw your American arrogance. So I get done with her talking, and I'm like, hey, I just
Clear
need to
the
make
air.
this right. And she goes, you need to do this on next week's podcast, but I want you to speak to one more person. And I'm like, who? And she's like, you need to call the lumber export ambassador. And I'm like,
Why?
What the hell can a lumber export ambassador have
But
to do
why-
with
yeah.
anything? And she's like, you've hurt our gross domestic product because people do not want to buy Latvian lumber, which happens to be the national export. That's like their number one export is wood that has been sawn, pre-sawn wood. And so that dude's name is Andres Elise. And he goes, look, man, write the formal apology.
Just make it right.
Put it on the air. I'm laying crews off over here. Like our saw blades
So
are
there's no
getting
love
rust on
making
them.
in your house. This
And there's
man,
no wood
wo-
being sawn in Andres'.
There's no wood here or in Latvia.
Yeah, the wood has taken
It's
the
so
hit.
soft. It's
And
flaccid.
Yes, it's very soft wood, very
I can't even
dangly.
saw that wood over there anymore.
No.
It's so dangly and floppy. It's just
The only wood we've seen is McAdoo, and that's about it.
Yeah.
so. I wrote the formal apology at the request of the United States Lumber Export Ambassador, and I would like to read that now. Okay.
You have the floor.
First of all, one more thing. The Prime Minister mailed me certified return receipt, so I had to sign for it. And it was kind of like a blank form. So this is what they wanted me to say.
Oh, so it's like a hostage letter.
Well, yes. So
Hello, I am John Watkins, and
They're
So-
treating me very well. And
blinking. He's Morse code blinking. Like,
please, if I blink 3 times,
Yeah.
help me.
Anyway, I
so
apologize.
it says, I, John Watkins, was so irresponsible to the 1.9 million people of Latvia. I would like to fully extend an apology to all Latvian patriots. I was
Careless.
especially offensive to Alexander's
Oh my God.
Agita.
He's gonna.
I was my comments were very irresponsible to Aina Agnesi.
And listen, we don't have time to go.
I was
through all
also irresponsible with my comments towards Alfred's Alma,
who
who happens to have land on
I
15
know we're
Newman
going in
Road.
alphabetical order, which means
We
they
gotta
sent
stop.
you all 1.9 million names of everybody that lives in Latvia.
That's not that many, though. If
know
you'll
it's
just give
not
me a
that-
minute.
it's less than-
1.9, but there's not enough pages on that notebook.
That's barely the county we live in.
Right. All right.
Okay,
So
so
the-
I was very
one-
irresponsible to the entire alphabet of Latvia.
Yes.
With my comments. So in order to pay for my reckless, just
Wild,
abusive
inappropriate.
behavior, with the just flinging the arrogant tongue,
It just rolled right.
I propose to the Latvian people
This is how he's going to. This is incredible.
There's making penance.
that
yeah.
every karaoke bar that I enter for the next 2 years,
2 years.
I will sing the Latvian national anthem instead of George Strait,
Yes.
George Jones, Toby Keith, rest in peace. This is my dedicated karaoke song for the next 2
Your
years.
Latvia,
I will pledge to
our
the
country
Latvian
we
people
make. Oh,
that this
we
will
make
not happen
the
again.
wood, and we sell
I
the
still, I,
and we cut the wood, and we ship,
we cut and ship the wood.
and you build your house with the wood. We do all the things with the wood.
I don't think that
And,
we get
That's the
Yeah.
actual words that I
And
will
we
sing.
sell the wood, and we cut the wood. We build the house with all the Latvian wood. All the wood. Oh, we make 2x4s. 4x4s. 2x6.
4x6.
All the wood, it goes in your house. You like the Latvian wood.
I hate that I'm so emotional and I have tears.
And
right
one
now.
more time, Latvian wood. This song never ends. All the wood Square wood, long wood, house wood. We make all of the wood in Latvia. We make the wood. We sell the wood.
So, as crazy as this sounds,
Holy God.
we really got complaints from Latvia.
We really did.
And the tears that are
one.
coming from my face are real right now.
More than one.
I haven't cried this much about Latvia. This was definitely the epitome of my apology right here.
That was
Like,
it. And one more time. This song.
And
What is
the
happening?
wood is palletized.
And we
We strap it
treat
down.
the wood. Is very good wood. All right.
I still contend I'm not apologizing for
Yeah,
shit
Nick's,
to Latvia.
Nick's whole take on Latvia. So you can look at our YouTube
listen,
channel. There's
So
a guy,
I'm on one side of the ditch that
Yeah.
Nick flipped over and ruptured some ball sack materials.
That's right. I got an
way to
issue with
tie two
Latvia.
stories in.
Like,
3 if you throw in
Yeah.
McAdoo in there. Jesus.
I've had one problem with losing a girl in my life in 8th grade to a guy named Giannis Nemegomedov. And he was,
He's remembered every potential and every actual lovemaking
He's
incident.
only lost one girl, is
to
what I hear
some
so far.
Latvian.
hey, I didn't get her back till he moved back to Latvia.
Is this a real story for real?
Yes.
Dude.
This guy's got so many lovemaking
So
stories.
he's
got like, he has stories like
That's
you have
the dude's
dirt bike
name.
stories.
Look him up.
Yeah, yeah.
Look him up.
Yeah, I don't know if
Well,
I can
there's this
say
one
that.
time I went to eat, like, he raced
Well, he's down there with
Race
Giannis, not
40
the Magger.
He raced 40 times a year.
Yeah, he was always racing so
Racing.
hard. Passionate
This
racing.
guy, man, you suck.
So,
So you don't feel like we were arrogant? Like
no,
you
I've
don't
had very poor experiences with Latvia. I know that we got a couple of fans, but that doesn't mean that.
I don't think
my
fans.
American arrogance comes straight from Latvia.
you wouldn't be an arrogant American if it weren't for Latvia.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
It's quite
I had to
the
learn
take.
a lot there. I'm not like
But it's only because of the hurt
But
from
are we
you getting your
us
girlfriend
three?
stolen.
I'm talking to you, guy, wherever you're at, that are so upset about Latvia. Are we really that arrogant about America? Do we? I feel like we just.
By God, this country don't
If
run.
you don't think we're stupid as hell, then I don't know what to
and
tell you.
he
dude.
was right about
all
one
of our
thing.
political
The
correctness.
chance of us picking Latvia out on a map
very
is
low.
I'm going to say zero.
I told him
it's
that.
zero
It's
for
not-
me. It
it's
was
not-
zero.
It's not zero because you could throw a dart and it's
It's
going to hit
somewhere
It's
somewhere.
gonna hit something.
It was at some point part of Russia. That's the best I can
part
tell
of
you.
the Soviet Union.
And if you, I
I
don't
do
know if
remember
Russia
that.
kicked you out, or however y'all got
I
out.
kicked Russia out.
Here it
maybe, I don't
comes.
know.
You're getting arrogant
Oh,
again.
I'm doing it again. I was about to say, well, that must be a shithole.
But you know what? I thought about this the other day.
It's about like Alabama.
this
Nobody
happened-
wants Alabama in America.
I
But
can pull. Yeah.
we still do it.
I just went to
And we're
Alabama.
not dogging on, like, if you're from Georgia, you dog on Alabama. If you're from Alabama, you dog on Mississippi.
Yeah, why do birds
And
fly
yeah, it
upside
just
down?
goes all the way around the
Birds
whole
fly
country.
Yeah, it
upside
just
down
keeps
over
going,
Alabama.
yeah.
'cause
It's
they
like
wouldn't shit on
dominoes.
it. Yeah.
So if he was offended by something you said about Latvia, he should have been taking it as a term of endearment.
Well, I looked on his
Because we
Twitter.
dog
I
on our
went-
friends,
I
right?
went so
That's
far
right.
as to I looked at his Twitter and he was talking shit on like Bulgaria. I'm like,
Not on Bulgaria.
what?
That's
You're
a
like, you
beautiful
can't
place.
dog out Bulgaria. I'm going to call the prime minister and I will get an apology.
Let's get
for
this
that.
thing
Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah, he's going to give us an apology to Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that
Bulgaria,
sound?
They have the best goulash in Bulgaria.
Is that what you wear like in the rain, like those
No,
boots?
those are golashes. And the short pants that girls
This
wear.
guy's listening like you guys
and
are
the
so
short pants that
stupid.
girls wear in churches are called gauchos.
no way.
You're just making junk
In
up.
churches with their legs spread like
I know, right? What are
like
you
going
doing?
into Kevin's club where you got
my
to get
God.
you got to rub your barcode to
Yeah,
get in.
your ball sack. So, have we talked anything about this past weekend, like dirt bikes? Like,
Well, we only talked about McAdoo, but we are thankful for a Fortner win.
I'm very thankful. I'm
Heck
super
yeah,
I think
stoked
he
that
was
did.
blessed with being on our show. Had nothing to do with the ride.
Started
just
the,
saying,
started the momentum.
He's been on our show. Cooper's been on the show. AP's been on.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
wild. Not a coincidence.
Coincidence? I don't know.
I was
I'm
pretty
just glad Fortner won.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
And it
me
was
too.
he didn't go over the top with speed. Like he could have. I'm sure he could have stepped it up if the pressure was there. I think he's like, I've got to
managed
get
it.
through this.
Yeah.
I got to get through this. Get one of these done
Yeah.
in the books. And
He
let's go.
deserves it. There's
Hell
certain
yeah.
people that have been through such a grinder.
Dude, Mitch Payton, he deserves kudos too for sticking with all his guys for so damn long. AC, he stuck with that guy forever. He's stuck with, of course, Fortner. He's done that more than one occasion, like just hanging with a guy.
See it through.
Yeah.
Faulkner's win is going to make that week stay in a sweat tent with Rhino. So much
Rhino
better,
in the Adobe Flintstones hut.
How I speaking of balls, I am sure Ryan Hughes was naked as hell watching that race. Jumping up down just like
he
slow.
was just like in a loincloth, man. Like
But the loincloth's too short.
American Indian style loincloth, fucking just
He's got the
running
peace
around.
pipe rolling.
Yeah.
Just
That's what I
doing rain cloud dances. and
sounds
stuff.
pretty like a good time to me, man.
Nick's gonna go there.
I'm going to ask. I have a friend named Ed Countryman, and he is a full-on American Indian, and he knows all about Indian traditions and stuff. I'll ask him about Rhino. I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he's let him borrow his peace pipe or something.
I'm sure he can speak to some of the philosophies. I mean, I'm being serious here that Ryan's probably digging into, like some of the more earthier.
They're earthy, yeah, and that's the standard.
And I'm not making fun. Like,
Here we
not
go
like
again.
we were about Latvia.
No, I'm serious. Like
Let's make a dang apology to the Cherokee
No,
Indian tribe.
the older I have gotten, I have been more tolerant and more accepting of
everybody. But Latvia.
and there's a reason why like natural things work, and like for
100%.
thousands of years they've worked, and we've just gotten so far away from it. Now you're a kook if you dare mention just normal.
But it's
shit.
how really probably it's supposed to work.
Yeah, it's the most healthy way.
We're just so busy that we
food,
don't.
the organic.
Yeah.
they call it organic. It shouldn't
To
be
a
called
certain degree,
organic.
I
It's just
just
fucking
It should
discussed
be
with my
like
son.
food, right?
Yes, that should be what it is.
Why does it
first
have
and foremost.
FD&C yellow number 5 in the
Right.
whatever? You know, it's like that
Folate.
shouldn't be.
What
in
the
there.
hell is folic acid? They spray everything we got with folic.
Nick
Right.
knows a lot about that one.
Yeah, I mean that's terrible.
Everybody should have them a good
We
American
should grow
friend,
our own maize.
Our own weed.
AKA corn.
You know, I always remember when
he
I
just
was.
went total.
Yeah, he's full on American Indian right now.
Ain't too many
Hey,
things
we're just
them
trying
old
not to
boys
piss
can't
people
do.
off. I ain't doing no more apologies. That hurt.
Right.
You know, I'll probably need therapy over having to give that apology.
I cannot wait.
because that dug into the
Listen,
depths of my soul. If there's a therapy bill,
It's coming.
I ain't
Hey,
paying
we're
it.
going to send it to Latvia.
Yeah, I ain't paying it.
Well, the
I already
first
know
time
the
you
prime
do,
minister.
the first time you do karaoke at your other house, when we have
And
that,
I said they would.
I make the wood, carve the wood,
I throw the wood on a pallet.
and I put these sawdust
I don't
chips
really
in
know
the
that
track.
accent.
What if
Make the
okay, so
dust go away.
That's the motocross time.
here's the big thing
Wood
that there will be
chips.
penance is if they do have the donations in Latvia, then you have,
Oh, it's time.
Dude, I
that
dare
dude's
you to
gonna
go.
find us.
you have
I
to go.
dare you to go.
I'm
Where are
going.
you going? I'll
Now
go.
I've retracted my statement. I just retracted it.
You could be the them.
I'm going to the most. I mean, yeah, it's a gentle, calm nation next to a sleeping giant.
Korean motocross of
That
nations.
it's yeah, I'll go there. Iran, Iraq, Baghdad. Where's the other places I'm not going?
Yemen.
Mexico
I want to
City.
write apologies to those people. That's what I want to do. Not really. I can't go through it again. I just want to make the love, man. That's all.
You need to make the love. That was
It's been a,
Make it
been a
difficult.
make the
difficult
love,
week.
huh?
It's been a difficult
you make the
week.
love. Who did? Was that Saturday Night Live?
I don't remember, but I remember
We used to do that all the time. You make the love.
You make it love.
I don't know that
Where
one.
is that from? Somebody's watching. It is from like
You stupid idiots.
Idiot.
They don't know anything.
It's a
Which is-
Latvian tradition.
Circling back, how could the Latvian think we were serious? We're idiots, man. Like, Kevin had huge, smooth balls. I mean, what?
mean,
when
don't
you got
know
huge,
that-
smooth balls, I mean,
He's
really,
got smooth balls, and he's got the smoothest balls of them all.
they are. It's like
He's
you had
got Franken
Botox.
balls now though, because they got that big.
They're all
scar on them.
drained and
They took some.
shrivelly.
They took some
He
material.
dresses
I'll
up in-
say
hey,
that.
They took material.
There's-
I ain't down with that.
Did they
No,
go
like
ahead
I don't
and
know if
give
they
you high-
grafted. Like I don't know if somebody needed a graft. I don't know if they took.
Or whatever they
I feel
took.
like they took a big, the big standard band-aids.
Like a
that are that
1-inch
big.
Band-Aid
I feel like a
size?
band-aid of material is grafted onto somebody's face somewhere else.
Oh God, dude.
Somebody with skin cancer has my balls and some weird.
Man, why are you
got
wrinkly
some-
in that one
No, he's
spot?
got,
It's some
he's
big
got
ball
ginger
hairs.
ball
Ginger
hairs.
pubes growing out of his face.
Like,
Dude was black-headed.
You got black hair and
What's
Why is
so
that
weird?
one portion of your
Wispy.
beard-
You got some wispy hair.
They seem to really.
They're really soft,
Yes, they're not like the
and they don't
rest
grow
of
real
it.
thick. It's just wispy.
They're just here and there.
what if somebody like Weege?
you go to- was it
like we were
nuclear
talking about
meltdown
Weege
on your-
busting his head when he got out of the car. Yeah.
What if he
He
received the
got
graft?
your ball
ball graft.
right
You need to
between.
check the timing
So
on
if
that.
Weege goes a few days without shaving, he's got a place. He's got a
It's a red-
unibrow
and red
or
ball
and
hair.
red
unibrow.
ball hair.
that's coming out and it's your ball hair.
So if
We've tied this into Weege's ball face.
Cooper's bachelor party, actually,
Yeah.
that's what caused your balls to get smooth.
we're gonna go camping with Weege one of these days, and nobody shaves for like 4 days.
He's just going.
Kevin,
What's going on with your face?
Kevin.
His balls are
When
on
he
your
finally
face.
realizes that he was the recipient of the grab,
Where'd you get this skin from? Oh, it was
somewhere out of Atlanta.
somebody's neck.
Yeah,
Standard neck.
I don't think so, Dog. I don't think so. He's too wispy.
you got it from here.
Yeah, and he shows him his zipper.
Shows
Check
him
out
his
my
zipper.
zipper.
Then Weege
Whoa.
breaks a Coke bottle and just cuts it out of his own face.
Yeah, like John J.
Takes it
Rambo
out
style.
right there, just cuts it right out.
God dang it, dude!
Like pulling a bullet out. Get it out.
I will not
He
have
bites his,
ball
he bites
skin
his
on
belt.
that
He's like,
face.
"Arr."
That's terrible. Yeah, he's holding on to the belt with his teeth
Give me a shot of whiskey.
to manage
boys.
the pain.
He's. We hate to tell you this, but to fix your face, we had to sew
Put a
some,
man's balls on your
we had to
face.
sew some ball
It was the
skin.
only way we could do it.
Whose ball skin?
Why would it matter? But it's stretched
Guy
so
named
tight.
Kevin
though.
Kelly.
Like it probably started this small, and you could go because you know how stretchy balls.
Well, especially after you just had Botox injections and you're.
So it's really like a balloon.
It
So,
was
You know when you
pre-stretched.
stretch a balloon, that's how
Yeah.
it blows up easier. So
that's what happened. Okay, he got the pre-stretched
He has
ball
to shave
meat.
that part of his face. Weege is going to be when he hears. When he finds out that's what's on his face,
Ball
man, he's going to be.
It's just crazy that it developed into a ginger unibrow.
It's really
You know, of all the
Right in
places.
the middle.
From Cooper's
Yeah.
bachelor party.
right there.
Yep. He slammed the face, slammed his forehead
So if
into
you
a
see
door.
Jason Wygant at this weekend's race, just
Try
ask
to
him
get right on that angle
real
of the
close
sun
with
where
the
you
sun,
can
you see the little wispy
see the
hairs.
color difference.
He's like, dude, I didn't know that you had some ginger in
What
you.
if everybody walks up to him and they're just like
Whoa!
getting over to the side, like looking up?
He's like, what is going
What if
on,
we
man?
just broke the story and then we find out that Kevin was just being such a good person
He
and they asked
donated.
him to donate it.
Yeah, you know how people
Yeah,
be
like
asking
donate
you
hair.
to donate your damn,
Donate your ball hair to a ball.
Cooper
donate
Card-
your
Hey.
sack material.
Cooper Webb called Kevin and said, man, listen,
We
We
gotta
just got
believe
hurt,
it.
dude. Can
we
you
got a tragedy.
can you put some of that ball skin on some pickle juice and get it up here with me?
Can you go to Abby's Oasis and cut out a chunk and have it
It's
shipped?
got deviled eggs in my ball skin.
3 cheers for Kevin's ball skin. Hip, hip, hooray.
That's quite a start to a marriage.
Have you ever eat at now there's wieners, pig's feet, deviled eggs,
And
ball
KD80.
skin, KD80 ball skin.
Well, you and Weege are in the hotel, like in beds, and
So annoying
he
when
wakes
this thing
up and you're
starts growing.
scratching his forehead. He's like, "What are you doing, bro?"
I'm just naturally,
You're just asleep and you're doing it in your sleep.
you adjust yourself or whatever. And I'm just so go
You know
What if
how,
he's
like, if you
nonstop
lose
with
they
a
say
jock
if you-
itch? He's
constantly
just
scratching,
scratching. He's like,
powder
God,
on it."
my dang face itches so bad right
If you
here.
lose
So
a limb,
weird.
how they say you get that ghost itch, you just got ghost
Kevin's
itch.
got ghost
You
itch.
got
And when we're at Loretta's, I'm always like,
you gotta-
Man, my balls itch, and you're reaching over.
"What are you
you
doing?"
just have an overcoming urge
Hey.
just to scratch his forehead.
When did you get that skin graft?
Yeah. About the same time
2016.
I got this dang zipper. That's weird.
I don't know what to think
So
about
weird.
this.
Wonder
dude.
when Coop got married. What if it was this? What if the timing lined up, dude? Because that skin went somewhere.
Somewhere. I'm
It's
telling
not
you,
still sitting
it's
on a
not
liquor
as,
store
there's
shelf.
there's not as much down like in terms of the Crown Royal bag.
And that's
down
what we
there.
don't want. We don't want anything getting smaller down there.
No.
Can they not add some while they're
They
in?
Yeah,
could
but you
have.
don't want your balls to be so droopy that it makes your
It's all
meat
out of
stick look
proportion.
small.
Yeah. What if your balls are hanging down 3 to 4 feet and then this meat sticks up there?
You know, they're
Like
men-
70-year-old men,
they're
they
like
deal with this.
actors in
Anyway.
Hollywood that get like a high and tight, get their balls pulled up.
Man, shoot, I'm finna have these
Kenny
things
Rogers.
raised, boy. Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Islands in the stream.
No,
He was
I'm
the
serious.
first guy to
That
do it.
is what
Did
we
he do
are.
it? Michael Douglas or somebody did it too.
No
right?
one in between.
You're not supposed to do that. You're
How
supposed,
can we be
he's supposed to be
wrong?
doing the Latvian national.
Sail away with me.
Yeah,
I'm
you're-
just
hey,
tuning up the vocals,
You're
dog.
already busting protocol. Man.
No, but backstage I can warm up with any song I want. I did not commit to my backstage warm ups.
Okay.
So by God, when I take the stage, it's gonna be like, I cut the tree. I saw it into lengths.
Sawn.
Lengths
Not
formidable
just
for
wood.
framing.
Sawn wood.
Sawn.
Song. All
Rough
right, let's
song.
call
Also-
Nathan
they
Ramsey.
also
Let's see if this will actually
Produce
work.
a lot of grain, I understand too.
Oh, the rough sawn. Oh, the
Yeah.
grain just
And then
comes out. It's all
they do
beautiful.
wheat too. I'm sure they sell wheat. To
Man, freaking
They're
hey!
just-
Now you're gonna bring up wheat. We just sang the whole national anthem about one,
Yeah, but this secondary to the sawn wood.
but still, it could have a line or two in the
Hold on a
national
sec.
anthem. Oh, Kevin. Oh, Kevin got lost in the city.
Nathan, this thing is. I'll call you right back. This
We're
mother
getting a
scratch-
cord.
We're getting a cord. I'm done with
In
this
order
thing.
to reduce all of our
How is that?
and the wood
What?
is cut.
What?
Freaking Giannis Magomedov.
Magomedov was a bitch from day one. He stole your old. He is your only failure in women.
I know.
Like-
Yeah, to a Latvian dude, man.
That's redonk. I don't need.
So I don't want to hear any Latvian shit. Like we this comes up. I'm not so apologetic.
Yeah, but you're also 6'4". Okay, I'm
Yeah.
over here like normal
I can't go to the
size.
grocery store without
I gotta
worrying
apologize.
about some damn Latvians.
Yeah, you
coming
get
in.
on the goddamn bread aisle and some dude taps you on the shoulder and you just look
Oh
up.
yeah, Mr. Funny Man, and then I get beat up. in
Not
the
so
damn
funny now,
Frozen
right?
foods aisle.
Yeah, I'm not
laid
getting the
out.
hell beat out of me with broccoli florets. You know what I'm
With
saying?
sawn wood.
Small balls, man. Yes.
Frankenballs.
Franken balls, because you do have a zipper like on your balls,
Whatever.
It's cool if you could just unzip it and drain them every
Could
now
make
and then.
that sound.
and that'd be like your Kroger Plus card.
Yeah.
You throw that up on the counter and it goes doom, and you're like, "Yeah, boy, I'm checked in." Of course, I'll take my Dick's count. You know what I'm saying?
Dicks.
I need a Dick's count on all these groceries.
All right, let's try it
It's
again.
184 for 3 bags these days. And it really was. That was the other day. That was the total. 184 for 3 bags of groceries. I'm like, God almighty no. So,
All right, that's
Yeah, that's
ni-
because you're at Whole
all right.
Foods.
So now,
I said Whole Foods in Buckhead. I didn't want to say that part. It was helping my point.
all right.
Hey, I got a missed call from Kevin Kelly.
He always calls somebody.
Nathan,
What's happening?
hey buddy, how are you?
I'm good. Plugging away out here in the rainy lands of California.
Yeah, and that wild dude, you are getting some legit
Sunny in Georgia.
10 inches of rain. Like, how much are we getting?
Yeah. I haven't looked today, but we have a little thing that we have up by the Supercross track that I think there was 4 inches worth in there.
God, that's
Wow.
a
Yeah,
lot.
which
I
is
know.
crazy for here, but
Yeah.
it is East Coast style rain. It was. It's starting to clear out now though, so it's pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
But
and
we're
like
all
a,
swimming.
There's nowhere to run to. Like, you guys can't run to the hills and ride. Like, it's shit there now, right?
Yeah, you can get it done in the hills still. I mean, it'd be pretty bad right now, but like tomorrow, for sure, people will be in the hills.
I saw a video today.
Yeah, that's when it's the best.
I saw a video today of it. Like they were showing the storms, and it was like the video started. It was like storms in Malibu, and somebody had a little house damage or whatever. And I was like, "You're probably not going to get a whole lot of sympathy from most people that your roof's
No.
leaking at your beach house in Malibu."
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been bad
Yeah.
out here.
And they make a big deal out of it every time anyway. So they make it bigger than it is usually.
Well, that's how you do it on
But
TV.
4
these
inches of
days.
rain is like a whole year's worth for
Yeah. And you guys
SoCal.
aren't equipped to
Yeah.
get that managed, and
No.
the drainage is pretty
No.
wacky.
Yeah, they don't even build it. for
Are the
drainage.
hills all
They're
green and
like,
pretty?
It's fine. What's that?
Are all the mountains nice and pretty and green right now? Because I've been out there a few times when it's like lush. It looks wicked, like Scotland or something.
Yeah, no, it is. That's about right. Yeah, this is the best time for that look, and then it turns brown pretty soon.
Yeah, then it will catch fire and burn everybody's damn Burt Reynolds' old house down and everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the bandit.
Well, man, we wanted to catch up with you. We've been bouncing around with guests. I don't know if we've had Cooper Webb on, Rick Johnson, and whatever. So we figured we'd
Hey,
talk to one of
Pete.
our East Coast brethren. Like, a lot of people don't know. Like, this dude is a country. Like, don't let the California fool you here. This dude is from
That's a facade.
He's from Tennessee.
That's right.
The RRP
Yes, sir.
Honda of Rossini,
Rossini
Racing,
Racing
Products.
Products.
Mike Magnum, McConville.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was Magnum Mike and Mike Rossini.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was the RRP, Rossini Racing Products.
Yep.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
Does he do anything?
No, he got into car racing. I
Miatas or
think he's pretty
something,
heavy
right?
into that.
Didn't they mess
Yes,
with like
I
putting
think so.
V8s in Miatas?
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. But
do you-
he popped up at Mini O's maybe 3 or 4 years ago. That's the first time I've seen him in a long time. But he same dude.
Yeah, he helped Timmy out too, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember that.
Same time. Yeah,
Used to
same
see
time.
RRP.
Timmy was there a little bit before me.
That dude would show up at
What's
national.
that?
There was one year where McConville, I think, was in a limo at like every national for a minute. Like it was so
Number
weird.
975.
I watched that dude pick his bike up, and I think him and Old Man Lundy about got into it. And if you know Zach Lundy's dad,
Yeah.
those are two of the scariest guys. JJ Molesky's dad and those two guys are the scariest 3 guys I've ever seen.
Let's
at a
don't
racetrack.
make them
Do
mad.
not make them mad. I watched JJ Molesky pull my brother over the parts counter at Motorsports Honda, ripped his shirt in half, like pulled my little brother over the counter, ripped his shirt. He was just kidding with him, like, I'll kill you, like, and ripped him. And
You know how funny that is?
That's
Like
not-
when people do that to
yeah,
you?
when they pull you over a
It's
counter
real
like
funny.
a bitch. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just a
Yeah,
rag
that
doll.
is a good joke. Yes.
oh man, that was awesome. Thanks, man.
Man, you ripped my shirt.
That's the way
cool.
we describe it in court. I was just kidding.
I'm just funning.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke.
this is how we joke. We're
I just
tight.
throw people over counters. So, man, talk about this Husk Varna team. How are we
Husk.
feeling about this? How are we doing this year?
Good. Well, honestly, the off season went really good. I mean, we had both Christian and Malcolm coming off of some serious injuries, and we had a great off season and kind of came in the year. Obviously their racecraft was a little dull from not racing for so long, and we knew it would take some time to get where they wanted or where they should be. And then, you sprinkle in a couple mud races and just like it's just been a mess, honestly, with them as far as racing. They're not, things aren't coming together as quickly as we hoped. And I mean, there's definitely it's going to happen. There's things there. And I know I've seen the speed and I've seen what they're capable of. I mean, it's partly just really learning the when to go for it type thing. For Malcolm, for instance, he seems to want to force some things right now instead of letting it kind of come to him. But ultimately, they both are riding good, and they're both capable to be much, much further up than they are. And they got to kind of get up there a little bit and then see it. And then I think it'll all turn around. So we got to get some good starts for them and get them in the position, see the speed, learn that it's not that hard to deal with, and then go from there. And then obviously with RJ, I mean, he had a great off season and came in like a ball of fire. And then again, some mud races that just, anything can go wrong. You choose the wrong rut, or you get a little too close to a guy who is trying to go straight on the track, but unfortunately that guy may take a left or whatever, and run into you. And it just, the chips fall where they may. Sometimes in a mud race, it can be the greatest thing or the worst thing. So
What do you say to RJ?
We're at a deficit.
What do you say to him? Like, he gets such a bad rap for just wanting it so damn bad. Like, I almost can't fault a guy. Like, the dude hauls mad ass, and then when he goes down, he's freaking just trying his ass off.
It's
So,
all for effort.
like, yeah,
it's always
so-
falling because of effort.
right. So what do you say to him? Like the old Gary Bailey stuff, slow down to go fast, or like, how do you temper that? Because if you take that fight out of him, he's a different guy, right?
Right. So you have to learn how to harness it a little bit. So that's kind of the stuff that the messaging is like, okay, no one's ever going to question how bad he wants it, but in those moments, like San Diego, when he was sitting on gaining some points and he wanted more out of it, those are the moments when he has to check his heart a little bit and use his brain, and he always has a plan, and it usually makes sense when you talk to him afterwards. And I think that my biggest thing after that and a couple of times has just been like there's got to be a moment when you can overcome how bad you want it, and just, you hate to use the word settle, but take the high road, take the smart road, and take the points in that moment. RJ's a guy who, if he can see the leader, he thinks he's probably going to pass him. He has an opportunity to pass him before he gets to the checker flag, no matter how much racing's left. But like you said, I mean, I would take RJ's attitude and his approach, and I'll take it over and over and over and over again with riders. It's just, he's a true professional. And he goes to battle every time. You never have to question any of that stuff. And I really, really appreciate him and the effort. So although we get frustrated in those moments, at the same time you're going, I wouldn't change him for anything,
Yeah,
that's awesome. And he's been flying too. And I think you made a really good point that I think a lot of people don't realize, like with Malcolm and Christian. They're coming back with a little bit of ring rust anyway. And then you throw those mud races in there, and there's no way, like,
get a flow. They got no rhythm.
Yeah, they have no chance to get. I mean, they're at any. They both can show speed as fast as anybody out there. At certain times, and with those mud races, I mean, it throws them so out of rhythm.
Yeah, we know nothing from those mud races.
Yeah,
we have nothing.
Yeah, especially San Francisco.
God, Lord.
I mean, San Francisco was. I've never seen professional riders go so slow. It was terrible. So yeah, I mean, so you look at it that way, and they've had 3 races since going through some really gnarly injury and rehab, and just everything you go through when you have to deal with that. And then on top of that, just not racing. Malcolm was 11 months no racing at all. Mm-hmm. And then Christian squeezed in, donations just because he was the guy who said he would. I mean, I'm not talking crap at all. I'm just saying
he raised his hand.
That's where it came down to. And he said, "Hey, I'll do it."
We love it.
And he wanted to go race, which is pretty awesome. So, that's all he got to squeeze in there. And, they both do the work. There's never, at the Baker's factory and with Alden, I never get phone calls from Alden saying, I just can't get these guys to work. They do the work. And it's there. We just got to get it to the surface, So I can't tell you how long it's going to take, but I know it's going to happen at some point this year. Where you see what they're capable of, I guess is the way I should put it. And then kind of on a whole nother note is my 2 rookies with Gillum Ferris. I mean, that's a whole nother crazy story to get where he's at right now. This kid from Spain who, I mean, the more I get to know him, the more I realize what he's, the struggles and the things he's been through. Everybody kind of heard about, he was back in groceries and then got an opportunity and now he's over here. But there's a lot more to it. And then with him, he raced Detroit this past weekend and, made it through the day, controlling the nerves, even though he was a mess. And showed good potential, was in 6th place until 2 turns from the checker flag and tipped over and got 8th. This kid not only has never raced a Supercross, he didn't even ride Supercross until last year when he did a little bit of prep.
That's insane.
With his previous team. And then this year we had a good prep, and he had a lot of good people around him, and he made a lot of progress. But he also hasn't raced since Colorado. When he broke his arm, he hasn't had a gate drop since Colorado last year, motocross.
Wow.
So there's a lot there. And then, Casey Cochran, who has really lit the world on fire last year and just kind of checked all the boxes. Then he ran into a problem when he popped his shoulder out there at Loretta's and then tried to kind of push through it. Didn't know it was as bad as it really was, and did a couple pro nationals. And I mean, first he had to go chase his A class points to even be able to do the pro nationals. Did the pro nationals and then had surgery, and then, because he's a B class rider last year, he never got to, he didn't get any of his Supercross points because you can't as a B class rider. So
Right.
even though he won the title,
Yep.
he's got 0 Supercross points. So here we are now chasing those. And, he's also, one of those guys that there's a huge potential. You can look at the guys he raced his whole life growing up and see how good they're doing and go, all right, well, we know he's always been pretty close to that. So he's got a lot of potential. So I got the 2 rookies, and then I got RJ, and then obviously Christian and Malcolm. And it's a great vibe. I mean, we got a really good feeling team going. The crew, like, everybody, just from no matter what role you play, we just have a good crew. Everybody has the right attitude and motivation and stays positive. And so I really feel like there's going to be some good things come out of here. It's just a little tainted right now, and we're just trying to work through it.
Any of your kids know that you actually race? Some of those younger kids there is a story of like one of the kids like, oh, I didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
some of those
Not
kids
aware.
didn't really know you won a 450 Supercross.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It happened quite a bit when I was in the amateur stuff, when I was managing all the amateur racing here for the group. The parents would know who I was, but the kids would be like, they needed proof. So I think the parents would maybe show them or something. And then they would, I watched your race from this. And, it all started to make sense to them then. And then, I think Gillum said to me last week at the race, he goes, yeah, my buddy from back home will send me like something like every week. He was getting like different results that I had from his buddy back when I raced, so
That's cool.
I mean, I think he already knew, but his buddy was helping me out by showing him like, hey, you did this at this race and then this at this race. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then obviously I worked with Malcolm before, back in the day with the JDR team, so he knew. Sometimes they don't. I'm gonna have to remind them, smack them upside the head and remind them who they're dealing with.
Do you ride much? Like, I don't ever see any photos of you riding. Like, do you ever mess around with it?
Nah, I was forced to race Loretta's that year in 2017, and I say forced. Christy, who was the manager at the time, she had finagled me into doing that, and when I finished racing, I raced 16 years professionally. I was like, I'm not going to be that guy who keeps hanging on to it. And anyways, I raced that, and I did quite, a decent amount of riding, get ready for that. Before that, it was like, I'd ride every couple months. And then since then, it's been even less because I spend so much time at the track. Even, before this job, I was out at the track coaching and working with the amateur kids so much that when I would take my bike and ride too, it just turned the day a lot longer. And then when I get a day off, I don't really want to go back to the track. So I always kind of chalk it up to, I don't make the time to go riding. But when I do go riding, I enjoy it. And I'm like, oh man, I need to do this like once a week. And then just time goes by. So it's probably been almost 2 years since I've ridden now.
It's healthy for your mind though. Like when you're on the bike, you forget how freeing you don't have room for all the stress and all the problems and things like that. You're just riding for a minute, you should make time for it.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. And again, it's weird because even though it beats me up, it makes me feel younger. It's weird. So I should do it. And to be honest, this whole company, that's the culture here, is like, get a bike and go ride,
Right.
Like, don't just work for a motorcycle company, actually be part of the, the movement of riding and being on two wheels,
Dude,
whatever that is.
It's funny how, like, if what little bit of riding I do, like I just rode with these two guys a few months ago, and man, it helps me. And it'd probably be the same for you. It helps me, like, whenever I announce a race, if I go to a motocross track, if I rode a dirt bike on a motocross track, it would bring back so many memories and it just gets me closer to
a little more
whatever.
relevant.
And maybe you would probably feel the same way. Like, okay, I know what you're going through. Like it will bring up all this stuff that whatever, like that
Things
riding
you
does.
Forget because you
Yeah,
downplay
you do.
how bumpy tracks were in your mind.
And you just
till all of a
pin
sudden
it,
you're
blah,
hitting
blah,
those
blah.
bumps
Yeah, it's
again.
like,
You're
holy
like,
cow.
oh,
All right,
shit,
I get
it's
it.
rough.
I get it. It's choppy.
Yeah, it's choppy.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It really puts you on a level that you can not think of older stuff and the way it used to be, and then I mean you can help the guys. Like I mean, I racing Loretta's that year, it helped. I was so much better at
Your
giving
job.
tips with those guys. Yeah. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
You just need to get you're with Husky, get you a 701.
I was about to say the
and go
adventure
to
market.
and go to South Dakota with the Winners Take Y'all guys.
Yeah, and you
We'll
can just
go-
do
yeah.
900 miles with us.
Let's go.
Let's do it. No, I've done that over the years. I'm gonna grab a bike like that or an off-road bike and do a little bit, but and I do enjoy that, but it still doesn't do the same for me as getting on a track.
Ever.
Okay,
You
so
know,
So you're still there.
Yeah.
You still want to do that. Like Rick Johnson's finally to a point where he goes, I don't need to do that. Like he's in
I
his
just want to be
60,
riding.
which
I
is
don't
nuts
have
to
to
me.
go fast.
right. And the guy still got it.
Yeah.
Like the
And-
dude's
Yeah, and I can check myself, at a track. I don't expect to be amazing, by any means. But
But you
after
probably
it's been a
still
long time, I need some secret ride sessions because I'm like embarrassed. I'm like, oh, all this stuff that I, teach or that I'm trying to get the guys to do. I'm out here looking like like I forgot how to ride. So I need some secret sessions at this point. It's been so long.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't even want to ride in front of people at this point. I'm so embarrassed of my riding. Like I'm gonna go ride day in the dirt for a day or for a few
Kevin,
laps, and it's embarrassing. Like
he's not as bad as he says.
no, I
Nick.
am, dude. Seriously, I'm Jason Wygant slow. Like it's a
I
battle
don't care about
royale.
the speed. You actually
terrible.
have proper form.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm that guy when you're riding through the pits. That's pretty much race speed. Like that's me.
It.
That's full
First
blown.
gear only is Kevin's race
Hey,
speed.
what is that? Our pit speed in pro nationals is 7 miles an hour. I think they say. Don't go more than 7 miles an hour.
That's my
Well,
life.
he
That-
never.
that's you.
Kevin will not break that rule.
I'm great.
That's a good rule there, Kevin.
Yes.
You're not going to get very hurt at 7.
Yeah, I got a chance to walk away from it.
Nate, are you? So we just said that about Ricky Johnson. He's just happy to have some handlebars and happy to get to go do some some dirt roads or whatever he's riding. So I know you don't ride much, but when you do, is it just a good day and you had fun, or is it, I know how I used to be able to do this? You
That's a
said
good
you
question.
can temper yourself, but it's easy to say you can temper yourself. Are you really able to? Are you able to enjoy it and just because a lot of guys won't ride the bike anymore because they can't do it like they used to.
Well, there's definitely a little bit of that. Like my brain wants me to do things the way I used to. But when I say I can temper it, it's more like the ego. Like if somebody comes around me that I'm like, oh, he ain't that big a deal. Let me just show him. I can hold back on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you definitely, there's some disappointment in yourself when you get out there. But I've never left a day and not had fun, and not been like, man, I want to go do that again next week, or whenever. It's like, if I could just do it, regularly, or, make the time to do it regularly, then I would appreciate, I'd be able to practice what I preach, I guess, more and enjoy it a little bit more because I could execute.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Is there a I think half of it for most guys our age, it's the physical. Like if you don't do it, like even if you just rode once a week, you'd probably have on week 3 or 4, you could probably have max fun. Those first couple of weeks are like you're pumped up.
hurt.
It's so painful.
Yeah.
You get to go a lap and then it's dumb after that and whatever. But if you can get beyond that, I feel like you would probably have a really damn good time after that. Like Nick, my buddy here, is the most fit. Nick, how old are you? Whatever, you're 53, 4, the most fit dude ever. So he has max fun every time he goes and rides.
Yeah, he's also goes there with no expectations. We
Right.
talked about that last week. And that's actually very freeing because when you were a tiny
Yes,
kid,
yes.
you didn't have expectation. You just rode it because it was awesome.
You're just
and
going
then-
ride to ride. You're gonna like my goal is to have fun. I'm not gonna go fast. I mean, I'm not capable of going very fast. I'm pretty big and heavy to be on a dirt bike, and so
He's
Yeah,
like
but-
6'4". It's not. He's not fat. It's
No,
just
he's
some big
sexy as
dude.
hell. He
Yeah, he's
pisses me
real
off.
sexy.
Just like Nate.
Yeah.
Nate's good looking dude, serious lamb chops, great
Lamb
physique.
chops,
you,
Yes.
you did have some world championship lamb chops.
Yeah, I would put your lamb chops at your peak. The pointy ones, like those, go heads up against MC. Like now, there's Barry Higgins. Barry Higgins has some lamb chops. Those are burly. They're not.
They're more
green
like
ones.
they're more
They're
like
real-
pioneer.
Yeah,
type.
like
Yeah, they were OG.
pioneer,
Like,
like
Yes.
Conestoga wagon lamb
Yeah.
chops. Yours
Yeah.
were like finessed and a little more woke.
more Lambo than
Yeah.
Conestoga wagon.
Yeah, old Barry, his lamb chops came from his razor or whatever he used.
from the Civil War.
Machete or
Bars.
something. It's like a
Civil
Some
War.
type
They
of
just
yarn.
shave
Yeah.
it.
he shaves with a lumberjack axe.
Yeah.
From
it's like
Latvia.
some kind of
Imported from Latvia.
yeah.
He's got his axe.
He's real particular about his axes that he trims his lamb chops with.
How often do you get to run across Barry Higgins?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, now these days, not
as much.
often.
Right.
Maybe once a year, twice a year. But when I was doing the amateur stuff, yeah, I got to hang out with him all the time, and that guy, he has got some good stories.
For sure.
Good
He's got
stories.
'em all.
And he doesn't go on repeat like a lot of people I know. He comes up with fresh new ones usually.
That's what being on this
So
planet
it's
for
impressive.
112
He's fun
years.
to be around.
He is awesome.
Yeah.
And were you around him, or were you at Mill Creek when he had his stroke and he wanted to come back to the track?
No,
Like you
I,
should do,
heard
like his
about that.
protocol.
Yeah, he was like, "I want to come
Yeah.
back." They're like, "No, man, take the next day or two off. You had a
Why
stroke
don't- the next day or two,
mid-race."
you had a stroke. Hey man, you mind taking like maybe 30
like-
hours off?
He's like, "No, man, I got 50.
I
so
don't
I
want
need
to hear
put-
that. I'll kick the shit out of that
So he's
stroke.
got to finish the race,
Right.
He's got to get back and finish the race.
I got KJSC bikes to get ready."
yeah, I got to
dude.
worry about these little kids. And
I
their
always
parents.
talk about that, like whenever when he used to help with the KJSC program every now and again, when all the parents
Yep.
would come in and maybe throw a bike down or whatever and yell at this guy.
They don't know who this old
like
dude
this
is.
old salty. Who's this old guy? I'm like, that old dude is amazing.
Well, he's going in the trailer to get his gun because they
Yeah.
said the wrong thing.
That's right.
Barry, no, Barry, can't do that.
You can't kill people,
Uh-uh.
Barry.
Yeah. Well, he's just used to the old days when
You kill a man
you handled
Yeah.
the law yourself.
with your
That's right.
hands.
Yeah. He was the law.
Before there was no law and no post office.
Dude, he was a surly
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
There's a story, I think
Yeah.
he was talking about something when he was working with KTM, and it was, I don't know if it's Jason Thomas or somebody. He told me this. Somebody was revving their bike, and he was doing some testing with a motorcycle, and they were doing a TV piece, and they told him they got in this business about revving the bike, and he told me he almost choked the guy. And this dude's 70. Like, he's talking about choking somebody at 70.
You know how you do when you're
Yeah.
70?
He's surly, dude.
It's time to fight, man. Once you're 70, that's when you really should unleash all your fighting.
And he's probably
Oh,
the
yeah.
most fit 70-year-old. He told me at Mammoth last year, he goes, I put 2,500 miles on my road bike. I said, what road
Jesus,
bike? His bicycle.
Oh, he's got an old school
His
BM.
bicycle.
He's got an old school bike.
Yes.
You know he does.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
he's
cruise
Chromoly
speed.
frame.
Oh yeah,
Weighs 80
Yeah.
pounds.
sure.
Wears a motocross helmet, a Bell Moto 3 while he rides.
On a road bike with a
Damn,
Bell
Barry,
Moto
you're
3.
surly. He rides every week. He says once a
Well,
week.
to get 2,500 miles, just go ahead and divide that by 52. He's riding
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, he rides his dirt bike too, and his dad was the same way. Harry, you
Yes.
got Harry and Barry.
Stop it.
True
I never
story.
knew his
You
dad.
know that? No.
I just thought he created
No.
the earth.
No, Harry Higgins lived right down the road from us
Stop
in
it.
Bremen. Barry and Harry, and he would ride up to the mailbox till he died every
On an
day.
IT 175.
No, he was born in 1812. So Harry, no, I'm kidding, but like he was probably riding some
Probably
steam
close
driven.
to that. Yeah, steam cycles.
So yeah, that dude was
I
gnarly.
thought Adam was Barry's dad. Adam.
That
Thank
is
you,
Adam. Adam and Eve are his
because if his
parents.
name was goddamn Harry, I was about to come unglued. I mean, I would have.
It literally no, no. He's
Adam
kidding.
was the dad. There was Cain, Abel, and
And-
Harry.
and-
Oh,
Harry.
that's what it
Yes.
was. Then Barry.
Yeah.
and then Barry.
And then on the seventh day they rested.
It was cool, and Iser posted this photo, and they're firing a cannon at Foxborough, and it was like Iser. This is my favorite
It's the
tweet
best
of all
post
time.
of all time.
He goes, it was really cool to see Feld honor Barry Higgins' service in the Civil War or the Revolutionary War, and they fire the cannons off.
Oh, that is hilarious.
He's going to end up choking us out eventually. I mean, we're going to be on the receiving end. So
yeah, Kevin, you always push it a little further than
I do.
I get worried about you. Yeah,
I do, but like Barry's even told other people there, like he told them, he goes, "Hey, I'm still here. They're still talking junk about me, so that's a good thing." Like he has fun. He's so cool about it. Like, when I do, I love going down and just chatting with him. We really get into some stuff and just talking moto and dirt bikes.
He's a plethora of stories.
Yeah.
Kane, Harry, have you seen your brother Abel? Kane
I killed him. He's off.
Am I my brother's keeper? And then Harry says, I was riding.
I was
out
dirt
riding,
biking.
dude. I don't know
what you're
where
talking
he's
about.
at.
I'm not worried about him.
I was dirt biking. He's on his own.
Hey, Nathan, do you ever remember, like, this is probably right before you turned pro or so.
That was cool.
You were riding at, this has nothing to do with that. I'm changing the subject.
Hey, man, remember that time?
Barry's not in the Bible. I mean, I know y'all think he was.
He wrote the Bible, bro.
Oh, he wrote it.
He wrote it.
I said he created the earth a little bit ago. There was a practice track down there on the side of 75. We called it Riverview on the river. Did you ever ride there? Do you ever remember that place? Donald Hales was the dude you paid. So coming 75 south, it'd be on the right.
I feel like I rode there, but I don't remember anything about the track.
It's like a little sandy track. You were there a couple times. I just didn't know if you remembered it.
Yeah, I for sure rode there, but I can't remember.
There wasn't much
about
remember.
it.
They had a pot-bellied pig right when you came in the gate.
Of course,
weighed
they
like
did.
700 pounds.
What?
Named Susan.
I don't know its name, but the
took
thing
gate.
was freaking huge.
It was a woman. They call her up. That's disrespectful as hell.
Yeah, that was pretty rude of you to call her a potbelly
She's
pig.
still alive.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, I used to search. Like, even after I had moved away, every time I came back, I was always looking for, tracks around there when I would spend some time in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Just
What part of
looking for
Tennessee were you
anything. Outside of Chattanooga, a town called Hickson,
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Hicksman.
Yep.
Dixon.
My parents are still there, and obviously still got a lot of friends. So I probably get back there maybe once a year,
Yeah.
Then they, some of them come out and see us out here sometimes, and I do miss it. And I tried to move back there. I took my whole family, and we kind of had two places for a little while, and I bought some land, and I built my own track, and then ran into like, all right, well, I got to go riding today, but I didn't have anyone to go riding with,
Right.
and no one to even go watch me. Like it became just even hard to have somebody up there just in case I crashed, know? So besides the fact of just maintaining it, it was way too hard to, really, really hit the grind and do what I needed to do to be ready for the race on the weekend,
Yeah.
Well, John's retired now, so if you want
to do it, he'll come watch you.
I'll just
watch
prep
you
the
every
track
day.
and stand
Just
there
stand
and wait
there
for
you to
hoping
crash.
there's no crashes.
Hey, man, you
all
crashed.
right, well,
him and the potbelly
thinking I
pig
might-
named Susan that runs the concession stand.
yeah.
I never said she ran a concession stand. She was just at the gate, like when you came by the house to pay.
She took
Was
the
she-
money at the gate.
Was she a real person or a damn pig?
She was a freaking potbelly pig.
You big old
I didn't
person.
never say she was a she either.
sure great big
These clowns putting words in my mouth. man.
Pressures.
Ezra did that. Ezra bought 100 acres out here in west of Dallas, which is north and west of Marietta, and
In Georgia.
Okay.
in Georgia. And he rode, man, by himself 90% of the time out in the middle of the sticks.
Hey,
dude.
do you have any stories like Ezra had his like bikes delivered and
Oh, yeah.
they're sitting in his driveway
He lived in a
in a neighborhood
subdivision
and
had,
the crates are in the front yard for however long. It says Kawasaki,
it
whatever.
said KX250A4 on the side, and they were stacked 4 tall in the driveway. And,
when he
and
was
Ezra's
a
getting
factory
letters.
Kawasaki rider.
He's getting letters from
From
the
the
HOA going, God dang it, you can't store freight in driveways in this golf course community.
Oh,
And he's like,
No.
yeah, I was waiting on my mechanic to come put those together.
He's so nice.
yeah, I knew about the land he bought there, but I never got to see that. I spent some time with him down in his old place.
Yeah.
Growing up, that was kind of my go-to when I needed old Big Ronnie would work with me and coach me.
Yeah.
And he wasn't very easy on me. He was hard on me.
He was hard on his own
Can't
kid,
believe
so
that.
That's so weird.
So weird.
It's so
I
bizarre.
know.
Isn't that wild? Like, think about when you grew up, when you were racing, like at that time, Barnett and Bates were just getting going. So they were building a few. They were building a few key tracks, and other than that, dude, like you had to go throw $20 down and just go ride finger chick.
Well, Ezra
chicken.
just bought a loader and stuck it out there in the woods, built the track, and then never fixed it.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, you had to go and just ride chicken finger motocross or Potbelly Susan's dirt farm.
Potbelly Susan's dirt farm.
But now today you got training facilities are ridiculous. There's so many of them, especially in this area. It's a mecca. And then if you don't have that, or if your dad's like, I'm just going to build a damn track and be done with it. He's got a bitchin' ass track. Like that shit was just getting started. Like for you guys, it was gnarly back then for you to figure it out
just
and
to
get
find
good.
a place
You
to
just had to
ride.
ride a track that had never been prepped since the day it was built.
Right.
I could barely go around.
Yeah,
Ezra's.
I was lucky though. I grew up on 9 acres, and so we had, it was all trail riding and stuff like that at first, and then I was into mainstream sports, so I played a lot of baseball, and we had like a little backstop and kind of like basically a baseball field. Well, once I quit that turned into a track, and it was kind of like almost like a night supercross track, and we had this old man hoopty backhoe, and every day I'd get out there and mess with the track and build some new like lip on something so I could do something different, and the thing would break down in the middle of the track and I'd have to
busting
reroute
hydraulic
around
hoses.
Drive around it.
Yeah, I'd reroute, and then my dad get home and he'd have to fix the backhoe so I could use it the next day.
God, building a track with a backhoe. I mean, it'd be hard to get those transitions right, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was the other girl that worked
with
that's the other girl that worked where Susan, the Potbelly pig.
Who,
worked.
backhoe?
Yeah, backhoe.
She's
Backhoe and Susan.
she's a hoe.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I would take the mower deck off our lawnmower and pack the jumps with
Pack
the
'em in.
lawnmower.
Oh yeah.
That is
Yeah.
classic.
Hey, so speaking of stick and ball sports and just being like normal every day, like all of us went to regular school, so we would crush the average homeschool motocross kid at any sport.
All the
Any
other
sport.
sports.
And your kids play basketball at a very high level, so you know what I'm talking. AAU stuff, you know what that looks like. Did you ever participate at Loretta's when they did like the home run or the softball game and the basketball game and all that stuff? You were around during that.
Well, I only went to Loretta. I started racing late because I was basically doing all the mainstream stuff, and I only went to Loretta's twice. So I didn't get into that, but over the years later, we would, when we'd go to the pro nationals, we'd show up and we'd practice on Friday. You guys probably remember this.
Yep.
And then we'd have all of Saturday off.
Yes.
And so we would always do something, whether it was go play basketball, but I learned very quickly. I was
You were elite.
blown away at how bad all the motocross guys were at any other sport.
Anything.
There was very few of them that
They
could
can't
do,
throw a ball. They can't shoot a ball. They can't do
Right.
anything.
No, it was bad. And so we'd show up at these parks and then just jump in games that were going, and then, we would almost be fighting people because they don't know the rules. It was bad. It was bad. So it was basketball, golf. We'd go play tennis sometimes, and that was embarrassing too. Even ping pong. I remember I was at a hotel one time and there was a ping pong table, and I was like, let's go play some ping pong. And Robbie Renard was there, and he couldn't even hit the ping pong ball. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? I'm like, well.
And when you
Get on a
play a
motorcycle.
sport like that with somebody that's so bad that it's good at something else, and they're so bad, you think it would be fun just to beat them at it, but they're so bad it's not even fun.
Yeah, you're just like, I feel like I'm the handicapped person or something like that.
They're missing the backboard, missing.
Missing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like John Travolta in Grease. You're like, dude, he's wanting to fight dudes in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. That's the scene right there.
We had Cooper Webb on last week, and he was like, he played regular sports and all this other stuff. So, and I asked him kind of the same thing. And of all my friends, Jason Wygant is the most uncoordinated,
Unsportsman.
sad. It's sad. We did the celebrity, if you want to call it that, dodgeball at Loretta's about 6 years ago. It's nothing but it's me, Wygant,
Nobody ever got out.
Rodney Tomlin. Rodney Tomlin and Rodney Tomlin, Wes Kane, the Melanie and whatever the twins that work for the Coombs, and Johnny Ohana, dude, and Wygant. So Wygant, we go out there onto it's under the big arena there, and he starts bouncing the ball with two hands. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I said, what the fuck?
Were his
what
feet bouncing
yes,
too? Like his feet were coming off?
He was jumping.
I can totally picture
and he
that.
was bouncing with the ball with two hands. I'm like, I said, you fucking
Dude, he's
kidding
dribbling,
me?
dude.
He goes, what? He goes, I'm warming up. I'm like,
I'm dribbling.
I was seriously like, seriously. So I
He's
mean,
probably like, why don't they do this in the NBA? This is awesome.
yeah, this is so cool. Two hands. So much
Two
easier.
hands at the same time. It's better.
Why would you only use one? It's so dumb. But so me and Wes Kane, literally, we're in awe. Because I was like doing the spider
There
drill.
should be a documentary.
You ever seen the spider drill in basketball? It's where you stand and you do two hands in the front and you go to the back and the front. And it's just a way of working on your coordination. And I was doing that. I'm looking over at him. I'm like, what the hell, dude?
What is going on with this guy?
So our first game, we play against 100%. And Weege, and to this day,
You can hear
dude,
that ball.
He runs. He goes, and like he runs to get his ball. He runs. We run, get our balls at the center. We go back, and he throws his ball with two hands, and he goes, and like with two hands.
Two
I'm like,
hands.
he goes, and like a newborn baby,
Like Prince.
in the stand. A newborn baby in the stands
my
catches
God.
like, you out, bitch. Like
newborn
a
baby.
newborn baby, not really, but like it was the most gay. The ball just went. It flew
then it
so softly,
sort of
and subtly
flaccidly
landed
landed.
flaccidly in somebody's arms. And when I say, I'm not joking, he left that arena right there on the spot, went to the announcer's tower and started drinking beer.
Oh my God.
That's a
just
true
to
story.
cope.
True
It was
story.
the only way he could cope.
And it got down to me because I'm the only dude that had any athletic
any
prowess.
idea how
Rodney
this-
Tomlin was probably so out of breath from smoking 9,000 Marlboros. I battled back and we won. Like I drilled Kuzo and we.
So you're the
and
average
Joe. And I
Joseph.
brought more people back with that. Whenever you get a guy out, he gets or whatever. You catch a ball, you bring
Catch
a guy
a
back
ball.
in or whatever. And we won.
Yeah.
But like Weege was the most unathletic. Two hand throw.
Did you call Steve the Pirate in first? Like you were like,
trained him up. If you can dodge a ball, Rich, you can dodge a ball.
You can dodge a KX.
I like how he just had to go to the tower and just drink because he couldn't.
And that's not a
cope.
joke.
Drink his
I'm not
sorrows
kidding.
away because
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, he's in
He
a
had
bad
two girls,
spot.
the two twins that Timmy's married to one and whatever, the Coombs, they were still in it way deeper than Weege. He was out first throw, the biggest lollipop ass throw ever.
and they just catch it because the infant got it.
So he didn't even go on the sideline and try to get back in.
No, he
He's
was
like,
gone drinking beer. He left that arena
He's the only guy that
Wow.
threw a dodgeball with arch.
with a nice, beautiful softball pitch.
What you
Like
ought to
his
do?
softball pitch,
You ought to,
yes.
you ought to hold on to this forever, Kevin. You
I
got a lot
have.
of anger about.
I've got a
this.
photo of us on my Instagram, which I'll post later. Like it's all of us like getting ready. We're the pronouncers, what we call ourselves.
bad to the bone.
Pronouncers.
Pronouncers.
So it's me, Rodney, Wes,
all the
Weege.
bad, all the just
The most
elite.
awesome athletic.
Yes.
Testosterone just
Rodney
Just
smoking a
ripping off
cigarette,
pictures.
warming up like. It was
Yeah, you ever
terrible.
smoke
Probably
during your
super
warm ups?
intimidating.
Very intimidating.
Extremely intimidating.
Well, who am I throwing the ball at? What are we doing here, gentlemen? Like, he hasn't played dodgeball since '38. I don't
They
know
all
how.
got put out because they were trying to color commentate their own game.
Well, here we go. Oh, and he got hit in the face. Like, damn
It
it,
just
Rodney.
sounded like a lot of chatter because they were all.
Yeah, everybody's talking.
The pronouncers can't
Yeah, we're
quit
all
announcing.
emceeing the event as we go.
Oh, and Weege.
Oh, with
loves
a gay
rainbow.
throw from Jason Wygant. Wow, first one out.
God, that is great.
Yeah, so anyway, full circle back to motocross riders pretty much suck. If you're homeschooled, you've had no
You don't have a lot of exposure.
to this. Like, I get it.
Get a tennis ball, stand
Yeah.
in front of a brick wall,
Just-
and just throw it back and forth until you figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly
yeah.
there's an old story about Dan Truman's home run from Loretta's when they played that softball game because it used to be on the starting line. They would set the field up there, and there's
Yeah.
one that he hit to the 10 Commandments.
Crushed it. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like he probably put some power behind it.
You think got a little bit of a inertia behind that?
Yeah. Yeah, you got that baseball build for power.
For
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah. Do you have, Nathan, do you have, you work for in my world, I look at the KTM group and Husky and all the facets of that as like the most innovative business strategy I've seen in the history of motocross, to take a brand and then kind of grab these other brands and it allows for longer production runs on, we got the flagship model that can be turned over to this after 1 year, and it can be turned over to that after 2 years. And man, it's got to be a cool work environment. And then now you have these other manufacturers who are entering the market for the first time. You guys have to be kind of solidly placed. I mean, I just look at like that model, and I think these other manufacturers saw that the KTM group grabbed huge market share by just thinking differently. And so now you've got Triumph thinking differently, and like, man, we need to, our customer group is aging out, and we're going to grab some youth market too. And then maybe Ducati and Beta and all these other things. But, what is it like to work for the company? I mean, we know you go to the track and all that stuff, but what is that company like to work for?
Yeah. So first off, I think I agree, it's genius the way they structured this. And then as they pick up a brand, change the color, change it enough to where it's its own, it's its own bike. But plenty of part numbers are the same. I mean, it's like GM, these car companies have been doing this for a long time, and they were smart enough to pick up on that and kind of follow that a little bit. And I'm blown away, because I kind of, as a racer, I came over to KTM when they just started getting some traction, and just how far they've came in the short period it just shows like they're smart, they're very aggressive, and they never sit back and wait. They're making moves. But as far as it's developed, obviously over the years, it's gotten much more business oriented and corporate. But at the same time, I think John Hines, which is the CEO here, he is really into the culture and like what it just what I said earlier, like he wants everybody here to enjoy and have the feeling that you get when you ride a motorcycle. So it's promoted. It's it's not one of those things where don't go ride, you might hurt yourself and then you can't work. Right. It's like, hey, you're not going to be the person you need to be if you don't go ride, so it's a great culture. And I mean, you guys may have seen some of the press stuff. I don't know, I don't think anybody was out here when we did the grand opening to the new facility, but I mean, they took it from, I was thinking our old place was cool and it was great. It went from that, like, I'm talking not even next level, it's like 10 times the level. The place we're at now is just like, there's a whole building that is just racing, and it's designed exactly for that. It's amazing what they're willing to do to try and be the best. They climbed the hill and got to the top, and then it's not easy to stay there, and it's like it's one of those things you can never stop. You're never there. So they continue to push and press, and it keeps you motivated, keeps you going. And I think part of the reason I'm okay with not riding as much is because I'm surrounded by this, and I can live through the racing and the riding that's around me. And obviously, like me running a race team and being part of this and trying to have success on that side is the same feeling as racing yourself. You take the danger side out of it, but the performance anxiety and just the pressure of wanting to be good and needing to be better next week, and what are we going to do this week to be better for the the next event. It's all there, and everybody kind of lives by that here. So it's a great place to be.
Can you speak to, like, Roger DeCoster almost mirrors this arc of what he went from Honda, like from his racing career right to Honda to manage that team, And then he goes and leaves them.
Hold on. I don't want you to start giving DeCoster credit for this when I like to take a lot of credit for KTM's success because I think in 1994,
You were on it.
You were the only one in
was
the
on board.
Southeast.
I was the only person in
He's
the
the
United
Mike
States.
Fisher
I
of our
bought
era.
a new-
He's the Cliff
I bought
Palmer
a new KTM
when
250
nobody would buy
He
it.
bought
in
a KTM
From
1994.
Barry Higgins
From Barry Higgins. And I
Yes.
think that I had something to do
to do with that. That's
with
a great
the
point.
KTM arc.
If you go all the
of-
way back to the launch point, you're
There's,
probably
there's
right.
a line there that you can mark with the purchase of that bike, and the graph just skyrockets straight up.
That's right.
But
I think-
when I think of Roger DeCoster and his willingness to make great changes, and like that move from Honda to Suzuki,
Everybody was like,
what is he doing?
is wrong with you?
And then he brings RC over, then he brings Dungey, they win. Then he goes to KTM, you're like, what is he doing? He brings Dungey over and they win. It's like, damn, dude, like everything he's done is like kind of been in lockstep with, what you guys got going on. He's a genius.
No, you can't deny it that he exudes winning. Like he just really is. It's part of the recipe, and he's kind of built that way, and he can't accept nothing less. So yeah, being around that and being a part of this whole thing, and trying to learn from everybody around here, because there is a lot of success and people who've been in a lot of areas, and that mixed with the culture and just again, like I can't say enough about the crew here at the Rockstar team. It's everybody's doing their job and handling the details that they need to handle. So and we just we're working in the same motion.
I picture everybody.
Pretty awesome.
Everybody there wants it, and I picture that new facility you guys standing around like the training facility in Rocky IV with Drago, and you got your riders, and you're all just like Ivan Drago, and they're running
They're
around.
measuring how hard they can
Clipboards
hit
and-
things.
Just measurables.
Dudes in lab coats just
Yes.
sitting there going, Christian, I need you to kick this.
They got a bag,
Measure
on-
his output.
like a punching bag on the side of the track. They come riding around and just lean off
Just
the bike.
hit it
and-
off the
Wow!
back.
Hey, dude, tell me
Yeah.
this. Like, I know back in the day, like if let's say Ron Lachine took out Rick Johnson, something happened, or Ron Lachine skipped some whoops, and he comes back on the track, and there's this disagreement, and the team managers go at each other after the race. They go to the AMA. How does that work if a Husqvarna guy does something to a KTM guy? Are you still going to go to battle and fight for
It's a
your
new
guy?
angle.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're the same group.
You mean like Barsha with Malcolm?
Sure.
Yeah, give me the
Sounds
example.
like a great
do you
person.
do you just go and fight for your guy? Is that how it works? Like
Yeah, I mean,
blindly? I don't care about the team.
Yeah, you know what? Like, obviously, there's a level of respect, and I can only speak from my perspective because I'm the type of guy that tries my best to stay level-headed, and when somebody's in the wrong, and if it's me, I'm in the wrong, and you show me, then I'm gonna be okay with whatever the penalty comes with it, and then vice versa. Like if someone else is in the wrong, and I can stand up for my guy, even if it's someone under the same umbrella. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was probably my first or second race as manager here at the Rockstar Husky team. And there was something went down with Marv, and it wasn't like they didn't hit each other. So Marv and Malcolm, and it was like a protest going on, and Pitt was here, and Robert Jonas were here from Austria, and I'm like, well, all right, I'm on my way to the AMA trailer, and I'm going to tell them what, I ain't going to hold back on what Marv did wrong. So we're going to go in here and talk this thing out. So there's never been any hostility, but also hasn't been on a championship level. So I could say it'd get pretty sticky if, you had two guys under the same umbrella going for the championship, and then somebody.
But there's
It
no
would all
unspoken
depend
rule.
on-
There's
it
no
was-
unwritten rule that says, "Hey, look, if we're under the same, let's." I mean, I would think you're a smart enough guy to know, like, let's not get crazy here. But
I mean,
But
you
are
know
from-
it. The riders know it. Like you don't push the envelope maybe quite as far as you would with other teams.
But you are from the South, and we know that you're going to go in there and defend your guys.
South always wins.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You are.
Yeah.
Actually, we lost. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's okay.
But
My
that
ignorance.
Southern redneck's going to come out in you a little bit.
That's bullshit. Like that. Damn. Nathan's
See,
showing out.
Nate,
That's bullshit, son. Pitt.
you know,
Pitt.
Pitt. That's 3 vowels on Pitt.
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 I think, you know, it always amazes me when somebody gets into it with Malcolm like they do so on the track. 'Cause I'm like,
Don't do
Malcolm's
that.
the biggest
He will
dude
kill
on the
you.
track.
Yeah, he's the biggest
No.
dude out there. I'm not messing with him.
Yeah, he's a nice. And I'll say this.
and he's nice, but
can you
he
not
seems
speak
like
to
he
this?
would hurt you.
AP, we got that win out of the way. The next guy that needs
Malcolm,
to win is
100%.
freaking Malcolm, and the fans. God dang,
They will
love
go
this guy.
nuts if
Nobody
he
loves
wins.
those two guys.
Yes,
Are 1-2,
please.
2-1, whatever. God darn, they're awesome.
And Malcolm's got
Oh
it,
my
man.
gosh,
He can win a
yes.
race. He can.
Hell yes, he can.
No, and I think I honestly think that's been part of the problem, believe it or not, to some extent in the first part of this year, is he's trying to pick back up where he left off last year when he got hurt, when he realized, like, dude, I can win. You know,
right
like
there.
it finally dawned on him, and then he kind of came into this season thinking that's what he had to do. So we've kind of had to take a few steps back and say, hey, we gotta knock off some good rides and some good finishes before we can get to that point. Yeah, I'm happy to skip some steps along the way if you like, but ultimately, I think it was a little too much. He wanted too much out of it too soon, so he's just forcing too many things and then putting too much pressure on himself. So, I mean, you know, but I agree. I mean, it's a matter of time. I know he can do it, and you know, I hope that we can do it and then create some momentum and snowball from there, because we need some good stuff happening sooner than later.
And he's not a nicer guy out there, too, man.
Damn.
Malcolm is the nicest.
He is.
Is he that fun to be around all the time? Because
He
we've
is.
had him on here, and he's just fun.
Dude, he was at Loretta's with us
He's
in the tower, and he was every day from 8 a.m. till 7. The dude was there
8
all
to 7.
He was there all day long.
God dang,
And
y'all paying overtime?
No,
and
he's
stuff?
there.
Like what?
No, he was there to hang out.
I'm kidding,
And he's
but-
watching the P-dubs. He loves the 50s, loves the kids, the families,
Hey.
and all that stuff.
So this year, you know, he's rehabbing his injury or whatever, and
Yep.
and he comes, you know, he always comes down to Loretta's.
Yep.
Or up to Loretta's, and you know, they were getting ready to head out, and it was his mom's birthday, and he's like, okay, what do you want to do for your birthday? She wanted to stay. She wanted to be at Loretta's for her birthday. So that
They are
tells
gnarly.
you.
Well,
Yes.
they didn't get to go much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only went
They never
29
went there.
times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, has
Yeah,
he ever
exactly.
told? You have to get him to tell you the story about racing P-dubs, and he got protested. Did he say this story on our show?
I don't remember this.
Well, he told me this story, and he raced it was Loretta's, and was on a P-dub, and one of his neighbors next door in the pits said, "Hey man, let's fix your bike. Let's do it like this." And they set him up, and that dude protested him.
Oh, he
it
adjusted his
cost him.
bike and then
Yes.
protest.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
That's messy.
he
God,
goes,
that's ugly.
and he goes, I ain't gonna tell you his name, but he was cool. He goes, I ain't gonna blast him, but he cost me. But like, and he wasn't even sure he wanted to go. Like he qualified for the area, then the regional. He goes, I don't think I want to go. He goes, oh, you going? Oh, Big James said, you going now? We going?
Yeah.
His dad was not having it, dude. And hearing him tell these stories is so damn funny. But he was like, he was not
Yeah.
wanting to put this dude on blast.
That is so
This dude
ugly.
cost him
50cc
At
shaft
P-dubs.
drive racing.
Hey, he's a
and-
good dude for that, because I would still be putting that dude on blast.
Oh, yeah, we'd still
Nick
be
just put a guy on blast from Latvia who cost him an
a
eighth grade lover
girlfriend in 8th grade.
in eighth grade. This dude got in the way.
What was his name?
We have big Latvia problems around here.
Yaris.
We got
Yaris-
Yanis
Yaris
Magomedov. Nagomedov.
Yaris
Giannis.
Nagomedov.
Giannis.
Giannis.
It cost
Giannis.
Nick.
And you'll be interested, John. Giannis is actually Latvian for John.
Oh. Hey, man, I would never do that. I ain't stealing no 8th
I'm
grade
a little
girlfriends.
pissy with you too right now.
But I'm not the one. It was some Latvian cousin.
Yaris.
Yeah.
It cost Nick one of his few defeats.
And that
'Cause
was
Nick
in
is-
8th grade.
Nick's like 701 in lovemaking.
And his Giannis
to one.
And this
701 to
and this
1.
Giannis
one, that's
cat
a-
from Latvia. That's why we have such an issue with Latvia right now.
Dude.
Well, we don't have an issue with Latvia. We did. This is bringing up old shit, but we had a complaint from somebody about this show from Latvia.
Literally, last week we said something about Latvia. We're like, man, if they have a donations there, I don't know, man, it's going to be sketchy. And some dude hit me up. I'm like,
with your
how do you have
arrogance.
internet there? I'm being arrogant again, I guess, because he goes, your American arrogance. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah, we literally
were
had a
kidding.
complaint
We're
from
not
Latvia.
serious about anything here, ever. And he sent this long letter. So we made a formal apology for 15 minutes on
Had
the
to speak to the prime minister.
Yeah,
of
we
the
called the prime minister. We called everybody.
dang U.S. embassy to Latvia. It was very involved.
Anyway, you're now entangled.
International incident.
You're entangled in
Yeah,
this now.
Nate, he's an
Yeah.
acquaintance or whatever the
Now
word.
if we ever get all brought up on charges in Latvia for defamation,
100%.
Now
Nathan
you're
Ramsey.
involved, Nate.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
you're
I'm ready.
Latvian.
Internet, dude. Internet. It's stupid.
You've lost your Latvian privileges.
Oh boy. That's all right. I'll be fine.
You'll be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No plans to head to Latvia anytime soon.
Nah.
Surprisingly, they don't have a lot of all-inclusive resorts there. So that's kind of what he wanted in a
Couples
vacation.
Latvia?
Yeah.
Sandals.
Beaches, Latvia.
Sandals. Is there a beach in Latvia?
Sandals, Latvia. If you just want to saw wood all weekend with your
I'm looking for a vacation where I can saw wood.
Their gross national product is wood. So
their number one export is
It's cut
sawn wood.
Sawn wood.
manufactured wood. So Sandals is not looking
That's
to
what- hey,
expand their business.
That's
model.
what you get for being on this show
Yeah.
is a free trip to Sandals, Latvia. So if you ever really wanted to just hit us
They go
up.
Price is Right when they go, grand prize.
Mr. Nathan Ramsey from Hexham, Tennessee.
Sandals, Latvia. $1,100 with airfare.
Yeah, with airfare.
Everything.
With airfare.
11.
God dang, you can't fly to England for that.
I know.
I mean,
We're
it's
looking at-
further.
Yep.
All right. Still laughing.
Sorry to reveal how stupid
We are so dumb. But seriously, I had to address two different spots on YouTube and Twitter
with Latvian complaints.
and apologize to this guy from Latvia. I'm like, dude, we were kidding. And then I went back and he was talking junk on Bulgaria. I'm like, what do you like? I went to his Twitter and
So
he's
it's cool for him
Yeah,
to
it's
dog
cool.
out
It's
other
cool here to
countries.
dog on Bulgaria. Like
He's not
Bulgaria's like nobody's ever been to
no,
Sandals, Bulgaria.
You're right. He is Sandals, Bulgaria. He was arrogant too. So whatever. So, all right, Nathan, we'll let you out. You want to thank your sponsors before we let you go?
I like to thank my mom, my dad, my grandma, grandpa, and my dog.
The
And
Hickson, Tennessee Chamber of
Chamber of
Commerce.
Commerce.
And no,
Yeah.
and you got to
Yeah,
say
my-
everybody
my-
else I forgot.
my
Like
buddy's the mayor of Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. So I
God,
like to
dog
thank
it.
him.
really?
Yeah.
So you do know some powerful
No,
people.
he is the city manager, and I always mess with him and ask him when he's going to be the
You're
mayor.
going to be mayor one
He's
day.
making
I
more
just
money
know
than the
it.
mayor. I guarantee you that. Our city manager makes great money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the highest paid employee in Paulding County.
Yeah, the mayor is not
No.
necessarily the
The
most.
mayor?
It's
No,
not, no,
our
the-
city
No,
manager
mayor-
is the
Yes,
dude.
yes. That's what he says. He goes, I would never be the mayor because they don't make no money.
big old pay
Correct,
cut,
yes.
son. I ain't got time for that.
That's right.
So did y'all know? And
Yeah.
maybe Nathan knows this that the guy that was the wrestler called the Undertaker is the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
No, I didn't know that. But I know who that wrestler.
Yeah, I think I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Undertaker.
I've heard that.
that tracks. That's
Well,
like-
get your
Yeah.
buddy.
my
exactly.
son went to Tennessee, so that's how I know that whole. Are you a Vols fan? Being that close to Georgia?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Go
yeah,
Vols.
Yep. No, I'm
My
Vols,
wife-
and
my
then,
wife
like,
dated-
where I grew up. You're either Vols, Alabama, or Georgia. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was no
That's-
middle
that's
ground.
pretty much it.
I'm no UT
No.
fan. My wife dated the quarterback,
Not the current one.
not the current one. Yeah, I know. Right.
See, and Kevin, he's got a lot of insecurities.
Yeah, I
because of
do.
that.
Like when I come in there, I'm like covering up. I'm like, no, stop.
In light of the
Yeah.
McAdoo first turn,
yeah, I don't need. She don't need. to
he's
see it.
having issues. Kevin's
Wow.
really insecure
Yes.
this week.
Like, I guess was this nice? Because she goes, yeah, the big one's really hurt. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thank
Yours
you.
is yours is perfect. The big one's hurt.
All right, Nathan, we'll let you go. I know you don't want to get too far
Hey,
into this.
well, since Giannis over here brought it up, what about riding an entire moto with
Yes, we
your junk
can speak
hanging
to a
out
guy
on the
that-
grips?
Like
Like a
where
Would
grip
you
seat?
pull into
couple
the
of things.
pits?
Where are we at? Yes. Would you pulled in? Why is gear that flimsily
No,
made?
it's would you have pulled out?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
seriously.
know, I have thought about this since I'm like, I don't know what I would have done. I don't think I could have just.
Dude, he knew it. He
You
saw
know,
you.
drug-
You've
drug-
seen the
Yeah.
video of it. He goes, he made a business decision, and he goes, I'm
Dude,
finishing
dude,
this
hey,
junk.
He's probably a better man than me. I think I'd have swung by the mechanics area and grabbed the microfiber and tucked her in or something.
Yeah, I think so too. That seems so risky and painful. One piece of roost.
They call them guts racing for a reason.
Because it'll
Guts-
rip your junk to
guts
shreds.
guts will rip your nuts. So it's guts racing. It's a cheese grater, dude.
What if it's just so
I
freeing that you
can't
got
imagine
relaxed?
how that felt.
What, that's
It
what I'm
can't be
saying.
good on.
What if it was just so freeing with the
No.
breeze that you just relax? You're like,
No.
whew, I should have been riding with my nuts out
Why
the
not?
whole time.
Yes. Just wear a pantyhose over it next time.
Hey,
Man.
you know how motocross is so trendy? Like this week, the
Every pair of pants.
Stop it. Nobody's racing with their junk out
like,
next week.
there are going to be kids racing with their nuts out all over the place.
No, they're
Trying
not.
to be like McAdoo.
Yeah, they're like,
All right, Nathan, your thoughts riding like that. I know you just said it, but like I was concerned with sliding up and down on the seat, setting up for a turn, taking
Yeah.
a tiny little bit of roost at 80 miles an hour to your little what? Come on.
Yeah. No, I think I'd have pulled her in, figure something out.
me too.
Pun
I would've.
intended.
I don't think I could have done that. Probably in the moment, you can't imagine the exposure, but you're thinking about the pain, and then all the photos and video. Oh my god!
I got to tell you, that's probably the only time that little Elvis would have made a good decision on my part.
Yeah, the only
Usually
time.
he's making really bad
decisions.
At that point, he would
Oh,
have been like,
bring it on in, brother.
yeah. Hey, bro,
Yeah.
I think we need to take it on in pits. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
But
I don't
I'm
think I
telling you,
could have done it.
now there are going to be kids at Loretta showing up with their junk
Naked.
hanging out.
Just riding naked.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
you just have the
that'll be the next step.
crotchless
Sandals,
motocross.
naked motocross.
It's the
Yes,
new crotchless
exactly.
motocross pants.
I talked to Wygant after. I'm like, did you guys see? He goes, we had no idea. Nobody knew.
Just think
Yeah.
if they
No,
had
I
the
didn't-
jokes they could have made.
Oh,
I didn't happen to notice from the tower myself, so
yeah, you were seeing
I
that
actually
thing flying
thought the
past
first
you.
few pictures I saw, I thought it was.
I did
know,
too. I thought
fake.
they were fake.
Yeah, I didn't believe it either.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd been more believable if you'd
And-
had a
and-
really small penis.
Yeah, right. Like, dang,
Yeah.
dude, you're not helping
Like
nobody.
that would have been way more believable.
Yes,
But
like a
people were
normal, average white guy penis. There
that
was
was
nothing.
but-
Hey, you know what? Kitchens sent him a message saying, "Now it all makes sense."
No,
Oh my
Like-
gosh.
it does.
Now it all makes
It
sense.
totally makes sense.
Got some big old balls.
Yeah. Nobody's ever going to question your balls again.
his heart or his balls.
Nah. No.
All right.
Nope.
I think this is a great place for a segue. We'll
Yeah,
we'll
we
let-
usually finish with penis talk.
yeah, we always try to finish up on a good strong.
That's how you know it's over.
All right, Nathan. Thanks for being on. Thanks for jumping on with us. We will we'll see you soon. I'm sure Daytona or Day in the Dirt or something like that. Daytona for sure.
Yep. Definitely. I appreciate it, and it was fun.
All right.
guys.
Thanks,
All
Nathan.
right,
Thank you.
All right.
We love
See
you.
you.
Talk to
See
you.
ya.
See ya.
He didn't say he loved Nick back.
We didn't give him a chance.
But I don't know if he really loves Nick.
Do you love Nick or not? Say it. Freaking idiot.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
awesome. He's hometown. He's only an hour and a half from us.
Yeah,
man.
when he's talking about Chattanooga, like I know that man was like dipping down into Georgia all the time.
Well,
to go
that's why
riding.
he would ride at that Riverview
Yeah.
track. I was there multiple times when he was there, but yeah, I don't expect him to really remember the
What
layout.
a
but-
crappy place. Like I've talked to Jeff Travis, and he lived for a while. He lived in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, near Tennessee, and he's like, man, I can't. There's nowhere to ride. This is 2000, 2003 or something like
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, damn, dude. Like for Nate Ramsey, this
Yeah.
guy's he's legit.
And how did he get that way with not a lot
Nowhere
of good
to go and
places
starting
ride?
late? Like he said, he was not at Loretta's at 13, winning 12, 15.
That
Nothing.
blows my mind that someone
No, we're
has
talking
all
about
that
15,
inside
16.
them,
Yeah.
and they
Super
waited
late.
forever to let
Super
it blossom.
late.
And then he still took it to
still
the
makes it
pinnacle of
work.
the
Still
sport.
made it.
Yeah.
He was going to make it no matter what.
That's just so wild. Like,
Well, it's like what we say sometimes: you got it or you don't.
Or you don't.
yeah,
And he had it.
he had it. Yeah,
Because like I don't even remember seeing him a lot at like Calhoun.
No.
I don't know that
just
I
a
ever
handful of
remember him.
times.
Just
One
a couple
time, maybe
times.
2
and
times.
that had to be the closest track.
I only
There was
saw
an
him.
I-40.
I saw him at RRP. Yeah, he was I-40
Yeah, but still
probably.
Calhoun was 40
yeah,
minutes.
it wasn't
bro.
far from him. Heck no, it's close.
I didn't get out too much at Calhoun because I was always racing at our track, so I can't
Yeah.
speak to that. But like, this is probably 92. Kyle's in the C class, and he's on that finally getting that RRP ride. So Nate's probably 18.
Yeah,
But he's about our age. He's older than you, probably my age. So
yeah.
so the dude started super late.
It's just I love it. Stories like that.
Yeah, so it
'Cause
doesn't
it
have
proves to
there's
some of
no
these parents-
traditional way like, it's got to be this one.
They're
If he's
make or
not the
breaking.
dude at 12, then it's over. No, it means nothing.
No, because
Phil Nicoletti, I announce every race, I'm talking about every big 6 of them from Mini O's,
yeah. He was at
Loretta's,
him.
2 Texas races. Nothing. He was never there.
Yeah.
He was there.
Oh, he
at
was
11.
not at them.
He
Okay,
was
yeah, yeah.
there, but he was not. He was not on my radar.
Not
Neither
the front
was
runner.
what's his name, Race for Fly in Suzuki.
The
Beat up Vince Freeze first.
Yeah. The first guy to beat up
big
Vince
dude.
Freeze. Hang on.
Big dude. Weston didn't show up to me until he like
Hey, he's a late bloomer, right?
second or third at Oak Hill.
Never
And
even heard
me
of
and Wes Kane were like Weston Pike. We literally asked him, said, "Come up here to the tower. I want to see this guy." Didn't know who
he
he was
probably
because
looked
he's
giant on the
he,
motorcycle,
yes,
right?
he quit school for getting in fights. And
Started
his dad said,
smoking.
and he was driving his wife to school and dropping her
68
off.
GTO.
But so no, but some of these guys it's different, man.
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be a certain way.
well, you see some guys every now and then. Like I saw a guy recently that played 1 year of high school football and
Yeah.
was in the pros.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Like what the heck?
Yeah,
man?
or they played like some other Australian rules deal or some
Yeah.
weird football
Hey,
deal.
can you ask Malcolm to name? Not that we'll broadcast it, just so you would know.
He wouldn't tell me at
about the
Loretta's
50.
this year.
He wouldn't say it.
He goes. He's in the mix.
so
still.
so it's someone who's known.
yeah
Because I wondered if you're starting your 50 career off like
way.
that,
yeah.
how the heck will you have opportunity down the
Dude,
road?
I can't
50
believe
Those
it.
stories don't go away.
50s. That whole
It's
deal's a
gnarly.
joke.
They may
It's
have been
more of a
cool about
reflection
it,
of the
but I
dad.
guarantee you that Big James scared
Wonder-
the living shit out of that dude. He had to have.
Which makes it even more all
Why
the
would you
while that
do
they
that?
did it in the
Yeah,
first
right.
place.
Why-
He's scared.
Why would
F
you,
over Big James.
why would you do it to a guy you know would beat the hell out of you?
Yeah, he could
Yeah,
just grab you with those
James
hands.
and James was already a deal.
yeah,
So you're like,
So they're high
you're getting
profile.
blackballed immediately.
yeah, I would think so. I just don't like that behavior, man. I mean, you got to kind of be selfish to.
It's got. That's why I'd be curious to who it was because it's got to come back to get you at some point.
Right.
Karma's got to come
Opportunity
back.
was limited somewhere because of that story.
Somebody, yeah, they've told
And you know
somebody
what? And Malcolm is a hell of a guy because
he did not want it.
Yeah, this many years later,
if they're in
he's
the mix
jam
at
up.
all,
He was
opportunity would be limited now if that came out.
Malcolm
Yeah.
could,
If they told
could
him that.
easily wield his power and where
Yeah.
we at, whatever in this.
it really
that-
says a
hey,
lot about his character.
Yeah.
Way more than mine because I'd be like, man, fuck that.
Let me tell you what happened to a dude I knew from Latvia.
I'll kill that man.
Yeah.
He uncorked the silencer on my PW and cost me the damn race.
Yeah, he did.
Dude,
And then it was unstopped.
I walked into Barry Higgins' shop one year. Like, this is our little Saturday night series. And these people took it so seriously.
My God.
The 60s and 50s and 80s, they're just getting in. This is before Loretta. So I will say this. Before Loretta's was like huge and like all encompassing.
And had to be there.
Yeah. So the night series, that stuff was so big. Like we got you. You started you started showing up. You showed up and you rode. You just saw the track. You're like, oh, this is cool. And then you started popping in on a Saturday night race. Then next year you did the series, and then you did some Sunday stuff, and then finally got to Loretta. So there's several years to get
Yeah.
to Loretta's. But like so back then, I would pop in the H&H and I would see the guys, Barry working on some stuff. He goes, I said, what you got? He goes, you don't want to see this. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
why are you putting a 125 cylinder on a 60?
Literally on a 60, they were doing stuff. I'm like, oh God. Because I don't want to, these are your people riding your track. So I just walked out.
Yeah.
You don't want to see this.
You don't need to know.
So there were dudes there that were
Barry's
just like,
got grafting a cylinder that will
dude,
three
he
times
was
the
the
side
Roger
of the
DeCoster,
cases.
the Mitch Payton
Yeah.
of all these 65s.
But see, I was always of the belief that until that stock bike is
Cannot
a
do enough.
limiter,
Yes.
like get out of here.
Get the suspension and tires.
Yes,
That's it.
Spend the money on suspension.
Keep the
Hit
piston
bumps
rings
fast.
and whatever.
But
Like,
you know what? Like you said, that to those people and I'm not saying those people like in a degrading term at all.
that's the biggest thing in the world. No, I get it.
Because
And
Saturday
we treated it
I
as
can remember
such.
going like,
It was a big deal. We made you feel that
I raced
Okay.
a million Saturday nights.
Yeah, I can remember being like, all I would think about while I was at work, if I had any time for my brain to wander, if it was Saturday night racing or sex.
And
And
so
okay, he
that girl
nailed it.
from Latvia.
He named it. Yeah, the one he lost to the
the
Latvian
only
lover.
two things I cared about were those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was it.
But it was a big deal, in
And
your
we
brain
fed
when you
into
thought
it.
about
And
it.
we were excited, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was
It's a
Saturday
big deal.
morning, you got up, you got,
it was
you
cool,
got your
like-
shit ready. Or
Under
That's some
the
of my favorite
lights,
times
crowds.
as a man was like just providing. Like, we didn't make a ton of money. We made money. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but like we didn't make millions.
You weren't like millions a
No.
week. Yes.
No, but it was like so cool to be able to provide a place for people to pull in, set up, and like families come in and have the most kick-ass
Try to
night
do
of
their
their
best,
night.
you know.
I was,
Bitchin', dude, it's awesome.
you know, I was never fast, so it wasn't like, you know, I could go out.
So he's going after 50 moms, 60
He did
moms.
interviews during
yeah.
the middle of the race.
yeah,
For sure.
I'd go
You
out-
did
I mean,
that.
No, I
He did too.
Yeah,
I did
you
pit
and I.
stops
Yeah,
with air tools.
Kevin and I did an interview during the race multiple times.
And
But-
Nick's like, you think I should be, I feel like I should be like riding right now.
I don't know, man. Just keep going.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
Yeah,
was
Saturday
excited
night's
to go.
all-time favorite.
It was just so much fun just
There's
to go
no
hang
pressure.
out.
Sundays sucked. Sundays were serious. They were closer to areas. They were closer to more whatever. It just got
yeah.
more and more whatever. Saturday nights were
And
so
it seemed
damn
like
fun.
Sundays would go on forever, and you get home at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and you were tired.
Right.
Had to go to work. Saturday night
Mondays
didn't matter.
were
You go
hell.
till
2 in the morning.
2 in the morning.
1 o'clock.
You just
I hated riding motorcycles at 1 a.m.
We,
Hated it.
we didn't do that. I did not do that.
It happened at Calhoun.
Yeah,
multiple
Calhoun
Yeah,
did.
I've done it at
We
Calhoun.
started on time, got it done.
Yeah.
But like,
but I
damn.
still remember being at Bremen at 10
no, 11.
Oh, you go to
11:30
and just
easily,
be-
and then hang out.
and loving it though. Like you go, it felt so cool to go to the line in the dark.
Heck
and,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because our lights were shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
They were
We
No,
shit.
I
didn't know.
I didn't know they were shit.
They were
better.
shit.
It was better than the ride through the parking lot up there. So that was
It
That
was
was-
dark in the parking lot.
was very shit.
I do remember that.
Yep.
You know, but heck, who cares?
Saturday
man?
nights were awesome. Thursday nights were a cult.
Thursday nights.
Thursday
were
nights
awesome
were
too.
epic. Like
Yeah.
for me, like it was a social gathering of, like we had 200 riders on a Thursday
I
night.
hate that I took it so seriously during
200
those years.
individual
See, I
riders
didn't.
showed
Like,
up.
I
would
rode
go-
and I got out.
No,
man.
I would go and ride. I'd go ride my 5, 6, 7 laps. Then
And
I'd
just-
come back and hang out with,
with Sean Dukes,
It was
Aaron
Dukes and
Plessinger's there. Like
yeah,
there were dudes
everybody,
there.
man.
It
We
was
were
fucking cool.
yeah, and just hang out and everybody'd shoot the
My
shit.
dad,
talk.
I'm like, Dad, like we got to go buy wings. Like we went to Sam's, we'd buy like 400 wings, like just bags of 50. That said, just make wings. We'll cook
That's
them.
8
just,
bags.
and just, whatever. Just give them wings. Like we did free wings till they run
Yeah.
out. Like just free wings on Thursday night. Just cool shit to like.
Yeah.
entice
You know why
to
you
come.
have problems controlling your weight when you get older? I never remember eating then.
Yeah, you planned what you were going to do and you figured
Yeah,
out eating later.
the
When you get
food-
old, you plan on eating
Yeah.
and you don't figure on doing anything.
Yeah, like
What the heck?
Back then, I would go there and I would never take food. I would
Food,
never
we're just
take
riding. I don't
whatever.
need
Yeah, I'm just
food.
going
No,
riding.
if you brought a cooler, holy shit, amazing.
Yeah.
And if it had ice in it, if it wasn't the hot ass, grape ass drink you had from 1 week ago or whatever.
I don't know that I ever
Grape
took
ass.
a cooler. I really don't.
He said
I really,
grape ass. If you
Yeah.
was drinking some of that grape
And
ass.
then
Some
the
of that
only
grape
food
drink?
I ever
Shoot.
ate was when we'd come back from Michigan or Hillbilly Hills and stop at Buckner's for the
Buckner's,
family
baby.
style.
freaking round table, dude.
Yeah. Like 12 motocrossers sitting around that round table,
Spinning.
wolfing down
A
some
lazy
steak gravy.
Susan.
They
and
probably
mashed
lost
potatoes.
money on some
There's
on
no
some
way.
motocross racers.
Yes.
Because those boys were hungry.
Yeah, that shit was
Coming
good.
there starving to death, man. It's crazy.
That time at Hillbilly Hills, if I told this on this show before, excuse me, but whenever I was announcing, so you're on the roof of the scoring tower. You go
The
up
red
you go
scoring
up the stairs, out a window because there's no door. You climb out a window,
So it was OSHA certified.
and I have a aircraft controller microphone, one that kind of the T-bones like in a high school. You have to, it's got a stand and it comes up,
to get you.
and I have to push the button. So I'm out on the roof of a building or whatever.
Wolf pen to Covey leader.
And whenever Marty goes, "Hey, come here to me. Give me that microphone." So it's like practice is just finishing up. And he goes, "Whoever came in this concession stand
You've told.
and stole my money."
After practice, man.
This man had all his money stolen from him.
You've told it, but this is a story worth telling, son.
He goes, and he looks at his menu, and he goes down the entire menu with his microphone. If you eat a Coca-Cola and you bought a Coca-Cola with my money, I hope you choke on it.
And drowned.
And he goes, if you eat a hamburger, and he just keeps running down this whole
If
menu.
you eat a hamburger,
A chili
you
cheese
drink-
fry,
Kinda
I
like
hope you choke on
When
it.
John was going to apologize to all 1.8 million people in Latvia
Stop.
earlier, we had to put a stop
We
to
had
it.
to stop.
Marty, stop it.
Just because I was naming all the man, I didn't even get through the A's.
There was a few people that were there, though. Wes Kane, his son, Drew Kane,
Was it Hillbilly
was
that
that.
day?
Yeah, his son was at. Drew Kane finished third at Loretta's. He was
What
good.
the heck?
Wes was there.
I know,
He was-
but what
he
are
goes,
the
dude? I
chances?"
was there. Like me and Wes didn't know each other for another 12 years till 05.
You'll never forget an announcer's speech like
Stop!
that.
Stop. He stopped the whole damn
Shutting
race.
down the event.
I stopped a race at Bremen. I stopped
for?
a race at Bremen. Man,
Still might be a little mad
dude,
about
no,
this.
I was pissed.
Might still be mad.
No, I am still pissed.
Okay.
We ordered bathroom trailer, a beautiful
I remember.
men's and women's bathroom trailer there till the end, till we sold the place.
97, somewhere in there, come in, maybe?
Probably 2000, maybe even further.
Okay.
But it's a Saturday night race. We just had this thing installed, plumbed, ready to go. Some dude came in the urinal and shit in the urinal.
Okay, yeah.
A stand-up urinal.
I remember that.
I
I
grabbed
remember this story.
I grabbed that mic. I'm like, "Hey,
Whose doo-doo scoops landed in the urinal?
We're doing a DNA
I
test
said-
right now.
I said, we did this for you, you asshole. It didn't help me.
Yeah.
I don't need this. We drove to California. Literally, that thing was delivered from California. My buddy drove a damn
God.
tractor goddamn trailer out there, drug that damn thing back for you to shit the
In
first
the wrong
night.
part.
Like, who does that? There's a window in that door that you'd have to be looking to your right, shitting in a urinal, hoping
Nobody
walking
walked
in
in.
while
Yeah.
you shit in a urinal. I was
And your butt cheeks probably touched like
everything.
everything up in there to get it far enough
I was
back to where
pissed.
you might have had like, pee-pee on the potty.
I grabbed that
Might
mic.
hit
Joey's
you in the-
announced. I'm like, give me that mic.
Joey.
If you
Yeah.
shit,
in my urinal.
I hope you choke on it.
God.
I was so pissed,
You
man.
for a minute you were the Marty Martin
I was. I turned like 20
of
years
Haralson
later.
County.
Haralson County. I literally took a page out of Marty's whatever because
Hey,
I
he's
saw
a
it.
good person to follow. Marty knew what he's doing.
Don't shit in our like it's yours, dude.
Yeah, it makes
Dick.
no sense because
I would have
everybody
been
after
so
that.
pissed if I was the next person to walk in.
Come on, like,
You'd be trying to
Bro.
like you wouldn't
trying to pee on it or
Yeah.
make it.
I gotta
wash it
tell
all
you,
down.
I think if I walked in on somebody shitting in the urinal at a
I'd piss
motocross
on
track,
him. I'd pee
You
all
You'd
over
probably
that
just
guy.
kick the hell
I
out of
probably
him.
would have just Muay Thai'd his ass.
That's
right
what I'm
in the fucking-
thinking. Nick would tackle this
Like, I
son
would
of bitch.
just
That's a
kick
dick
his,
move. That's all our stuff. It's our stuff.
Especially it's brand new.
It's
I would've
Bremen.
leg
We're-
kicked
I-
his lip-
You
leg
were
right
I
on
off.
just
an
felt like we
episode
were-
of Jerry Bernardo's freaking show over that.
I felt like we were.
You remember that? I
So-
mean, we know.
I felt like we were so close to our people. Like
Yeah.
literally, I
This
was
is
one of
something
you.
we're gonna
like,
do for
We
you.
did this for you.
Yeah.
I don't need it. You can go keep pissing in that dumb thing we got
But
there.
you did it for the people that
Man, I
were
was
like
bummed out.
your people, man.
Yes, I thought the moms, the grandparents would appreciate a nice
You don't
air
doo-doo
conditioned.
where you pee, man.
You know, or you have sex in the what is it? What is it?
Something
Yeah,
like
something.
that.
Don't eat where you shit.
Yes.
Something.
Some shit where you.
I don't know. I don't know all that. But yeah, it was a dick move. No doubt about it. So, yeah. Are we going to do Josh Greco on the show here? Okay. Man, this weekend I went over to Muscle Shoals, Alabama, which is
Sweet home.
where Sweet Home Alabama was recorded. I
Swampers?
went to Muscle Shoals Sound Studio where they recorded Freebird, Simple Man. And the first recording of Sweet Home Alabama was there. Rolling Stones recorded there, Aretha
Everybody
Franklin. Like, I just wanted to see this little hole in the wall place, and it is 100% restored to the 70s level. And it is exactly like it was the day they recorded it all. And then now it's like a tour you can take. It takes like 8 minutes to do. It's one room, you know. But it was super cool. And Muscle Shoals is actually a nice little town. Yeah. Like, they've got a nice little happening music scene there. So
Do they have the Swampers still?
Swampers, there's one still alive. He's 80 now.
Dang.
The rest of them, the other 3 have died. They started at a recording studio called Fame, and they felt like they could go out on their own, and they started Muscle Shoals Sound, which was originally a casket facility where you could buy caskets, and they got into the building and made it a recording studio. So we went out to the restaurants and the bar scene that night, you know, and there was this homeless dude, and he didn't know where he was, but he was holding court. He leaned up on this trash can, and he was one of these dudes that was like, you know, kicking over microphones, and he was one of these guys that just throws headphones and stuff. But he's propped up on this trash can, and he's you can tell he thinks he's taking a break at work. And so he's chatting with the boys in his head. There's nobody around him. But
So he's just talking to no one.
He's just talking, and he never stopped talking. And so we're waiting to get into this restaurant. You know, they had a 30-minute wait. So I just listened to this dude. And he sat there and he talked and talked and talked. And he was saying things like this. He was like,
Yeah, boy, you come in here talking all that talk. I'll tell you right now, boss man sees you walk in late, he ain't gonna put over that right there. He'll fire your ass, son.
and he would say things like that. And you're listening to him kind of rage about this dude being late. And nobody's late. There's no employees. You can tell this dude ain't had a job in 35 years. You know, he's just talking.
So let me ask you this with that guy there. Do you, and I don't mean to sound, do you have a tolerance, or not necessarily a tolerance, because I don't want it to sound like you would judge them or put them
Like
well,
American
whatever.
arrogance or something.
But yeah, like American arrogance towards Latvia. But would you, some people like my son, who's a smart kid, talk to anybody in the world, love him to death, but he has he doesn't suffer crazy people well. Like nothing freaks him out but crazy people. Like if somebody's talking to himself like that, he just turns and goes the other direction. He's
well, I think I could have if
Like
he
if something
seemed
freaks him out.
dangerous. If he felt dangerous, but the guy,
if I don't feel they're dangerous, I can talk to somebody that's out like that and not like it doesn't. I'm not going to make fun of them. I'm not going to like do any of that.
Yeah.
But I can suffer through what they're going on and talk to them, and not to make fun of them, but like my son, he's out. Like if somebody starts acting crazy, he thinks somebody's
So
like, he's just like
I could be nervous if it's just me and the guy, but there was tons of people everywhere, and
so if somebody like you had to push somebody down in front of you to get away, you could have.
right, yeah, I could get traction off of the lady next to me as I took off
Yeah.
running. But he didn't seem threatening. He seemed like a good old redneck dude who, you know, probably like worked at the sawmill in Latvia cutting logs and stuff to
Gotcha.
be shipped. But
He didn't want anybody to be late, obviously.
no, he was like,
You might talk that talk, but if boss man sees you come in late, he'll dock your pay,
No,
boy.
listen,
and he
and the reason I say I tried to have a conversation one time with a crazy woman in Marlington, West Virginia, and she was oblivious to the fact that I was even there.
okay.
But just like you were talking about that dude, she comes into we were in a diner, like this place is 137 years old, and
That's an
like,
old diner.
and the whole time she's just going, I'm sorry.
No,
It takes
no.
a newspaper. This is back in the days of newspaper, and tears it up into perfectly like perfect squares and has like 20 stacked squares of paper.
Oh, no.
And her thing. And so I asked the waitress, I was like, she okay? And she's like,
I'm sorry.
no, she said she was a professor at University of West Virginia and just lost it one day. And she said she comes in here every day, doesn't order. They just bring her the same food and she pays and leaves.
So no, none of that. This guy was more like somebody I could relate to. I've heard these same complaints, but like I recorded him for a second. Like listen to him talk.
You tell me where the privacy
Greg, you
statement
went the wrong
is.
way.
And if ain't a damn privacy statement, I ain't going.
Like that's
There we go.
he's
Sorry.
raging about. He's calling it a privacy statement.
Well, you did a good
Josh.
job of imitation of him.
Oh, we got Josh Greco on the phone.
Yep.
Okay, well, sorry, man. Our story ran just a shade long. I didn't realize
No,
Kevin's even
I was-
calling you.
I was trying to get back on
No
track
worries.
here, but dude, we get off the rails pretty easily here. We just finished up with Nathan Ramsey. We were talking about homeless people at a bar. So,
Good old boy, homeless people though, not
Good-
scary
good-
ones.
yeah,
He was a funny one.
yeah, just good, solid homeless people.
Yeah.
Much like you, honestly,
Right on.
you're kind of homeless. Like you just kind of run around, like,
Roaming.
drifting town to town.
Hey, home is where you make it.
That's right.
Right on.
So Josh Greco, the genesis of this whole interview was I was talking to Brad Gebhart, and we your name came up. He goes, dude, he's been at it for like a long time. Never been on like a factory team. Never had like full support, paid, whatever. Just keeps doing it.
Grinding.
Like you literally just raced in that rain-soaked San Francisco race, I believe. Like you are a true like road warrior, and like you date. What are you dating? A Hooters waitress? You're engaged now. You're all good now. Like, I don't want to degrade that, but like, so like she made the money? Like, who makes the money in this whole program?
Kevin's bewildered by
I'm
how you've been able to keep
How
going.
have you kept this thing going?
I mean, I do it on a budget, so this is my 15th year.
Wow.
15th year
pretty
pro.
much,
You're the Tom Brady.
as
You're the
a pro,
GOAT, dude.
Supercross. I was actually thinking about it today. How many more years? I believe it would be Reed. I don't know who else would have a chance other than Reed or Grant, but that
Yeah.
I've raced their dad and I'll be racing their boy.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I know, but like they did it, and it was much easier for them because they got to fly to the races. They were paid. You're doing this like based
Yeah, I
on
want to hear about this
Yeah.
program. I mean,
Tell me how your program works. How do you get to the race? Like, how do you get the bikes? How do you
Yeah,
get the
I mean,
gear? Go.
I'm living in a van. I mean, when I'm home, I'm with my fiance and her family at their house, but I'm on the road most of the year, living out of a van. We get enough sponsor support at the beginning of the season to get going. The past 2 years, they paid for me basically to go to south of the border and get some practice in, which we had a little bit of medical issues come up the last 2 years that we finally figured out. So at the end of this year, I got to get fixed and get into shape for next year. But
Did you get
yeah,
snipped? Wait. Did you get snipped?
No,
Are we done with
no,
that? Okay.
no, I'm trying to go for that actually, but no, I got hiatal hernia in my chest, so I'm having a lot of struggles breathing and
Wow. You have to
causing
breathe.
just everything else to shut down. Like muscles aren't working good. I'm not getting all the CO2 out of my lungs, so I'm giving myself CO2 poisoning when I'm breathing hard.
wow.
So yeah, it's a struggle, but we couldn't get it fixed in time before season. So that's the plan in May. And
I like that
come
you're
back
still talking
stronger.
third party, like this team. Like
They're talking about fixing it.
we. I think it sounds like me,
Well,
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
go
yeah.
we all you want, dude.
I like the fact that you want it so bad. You're like, yeah.
I don't need to breathe.
What's
I'm
a
not
little
gonna breathe. What's a
CO2
little-
poison?
yeah. I'm not fucking.
yeah, it's still a thing no matter what. I got enough people behind me to to really keep it going. I mean, yeah. Even when it comes down to, I mean, the mud race at San Diego, I went down on the first lap and in the heat race, and then pulled in, grabbed my fiance, tossed her my goggles, and said, "I need these cleaned and find me a dry set of gloves. I'm going to rinse the bike off." And
she ran to the pit, got the goggles ready, actually started loading the tear-offs, and she's like, I don't really know what I was doing. I just remember kind of how you did it.
And now they're on your throttle side.
Yeah. No, she got
I'm
it right.
kidding.
She knew the left side.
She's a keeper, dude.
but-
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh, I got extremely lucky. I can't say it enough.
That's
she
awesome.
You need
does everything when it comes to the race day.
You need a non-porn OnlyFans just following you, or like people that would just pay
Just to see
watch-
how in the world.
just to see what you're doing.
I got my OnlyFans. It don't pay the bills. But
Okay, just
it's
check.
more or less for laughs.
Okay,
It's for laughs.
all right.
For laughs. Yeah, we like
no.
that.
Well, then
Oh,
you
laughs.
should put more pictures of your feet, because I understand that pays a lot of bills for people.
Hey, I'll tell you this.
Feet Finder has a yearly subscription. I
Feet
was gonna do
Finder.
it, but I don't want to put the money down.
Have you considered
Yeah.
like just kind of manipulating your pants in the crotch area and just let that thing out? Like the traction,
we heard this.
I mean,
the mileage.
We heard
Nice.
that's
Already
getting
got
popular. Somebody tried it this weekend.
Yeah.
We heard that that's going to be the new thing. Is just to let your
it go.
junk fly free during the race.
yeah, that's going to be at the next riders meeting, just to make sure we have proper coverage.
We'll make chest
So,
protectors.
They're going to be like, those of you with OnlyFans pages, don't
Stop
get
it.
any ideas.
Yes, Logan Carno. So tell me.
Actually, I really hope McAdoo opens my message. I just sent him one today with a really funny skit that I was like,
God.
you got to use this sound on a video. It said something about, it was a dude talking about his wiener dog, and he goes, people just when my wiener comes out, people start taking photos, and if I'm going a little slow, that's what I do. And I really hope he makes a video of it. I think it'll be hilarious.
God, he is getting some traction on
Yeah.
this.
So
Yeah,
tell me
I
about
think he
your
needs to buck
program
that.
though, Josh. Tell me how you you get to the races.
So
Like the way Brad explained it before you get into it, he goes, and I know he was being silly. He goes, I think you're. Am I correct? And your fiance worked at Hooters.
She does. Yeah. She's they send her all over the place. She does the store openings and stuff, trains
Okay.
some of the girls, and then
Awesome.
our local one, she's a bartender waitress at.
Sweet.
So is she
But, no.
is she a free agent? Like the way he explained, he was being silly. He goes, so look, they just drive, they run out of money, and she's a free agent. She just walks into the Hooters. She goes, hey, I'm here for 8 hours. I'm going to make some money. We're going to keep on trucking after.
Nothing like that.
Right.
She's got her main one in Indiana that she works at, and then the year that we raced Indy for 2 weeks, she knows the manager down there, so she went down there and worked and just stayed in the van with me all week down there.
Wow.
So that's where that kind of came from.
Right.
It's not that she can work any of them, but
She's a free
like,
agent.
They
just
like
rolls
it
around.
better where she just calls the shot. She basically
Right.
just tells
Hey,
the
we're coming
manager,
into San Diego. We need a spot. We need a Hooters.
I'm taking this 9 to 4
Oh,
shift.
I wish it worked like that.
Right, you can go
I do
everywhere.
wish it worked like that, but no, she don't. She's not the one paying the bills. Our finances are separate. She's offered to help, and I'm like, I tell her no, that I'm not letting her pay for racing. But we wing it. We get by. This year, I bought a van from our local in Indiana. There's a gas station company that is it's Family Express. It's kind of like a Speedway or something like that. That's
Yeah.
gas and pizza and everything. Well, I seen one of their vans on Marketplace, and it was marked way down, and I knew where it was, so I actually drove up to their shop to look at it and called the owner, and he was straight up like, I've gotten no hits on this thing. I would almost pay you to take it. Bring $1,000 and it's yours. It's got this issue. I can't figure it out. And I'm like, it's a Duramax. I'm like, I can get my money back in the motor alone. So okay, yeah. I
$1,000.
picked that up and had it running in about 4 hours. It wasn't running. We had to jump start it, and no power steering, no power brakes.
You're strong. You
And,
can handle
drove it
that.
home. And, yeah, got it home, built the inside out. Right now we haven't fixed the power steering. I just bought a bunch of quarts of power steering fluid.
Saves on gym
But,
memberships.
I love Josh
yeah,
Greco.
no gym
The more you
membership.
talk, I love Josh Greco.
I know.
We're making a flow chart over here, Josh. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking. I'm not busting your balls. Like,
It's impressive.
I love
No, it's
amateur guy.
Kevin's
Yes.
inspired
Yes.
for real.
hey, and there's so many people that listen to
Privateer
this.
guy,
All
sorry.
7 guys that listen to this are like, that dude is literally. You hear the stupid everybody, oh, how you doing? I'm living the dream. There's so many motocross guys right now are going,
That dude's doing it.
he's living the dream. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I love riding my dirt bike. I'll be out here as long as I can. Billy just gave me hope for 10 more years after Anaheim.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool.
How old are you now, Josh?
So I'm 31.
Do you have
That's
any
awesome.
kids anywhere that you know of?
No, none that I know of.
Good for you.
What a great answer.
Like, seriously, of all the
he didn't
racing,
even laugh or nothing.
No.
He's just like,
I
no,
know.
none that I know of.
you turned pro at age, what, 16, 17?
Yeah, I started getting my points 2 days before I turned 16, and 4 weeks later had them. My first Pro-Am, I raced Super Mini the same weekend.
Oh my gosh, that's
and then-
awesome.
Come on. Damn.
Yes, 6 months of being off of a 150R, I raced Glen Helen National and qualified for it.
Wow. That's killer.
Shit.
I mean, that is
So-
No,
unbelievable.
I love these stories. I'm a privateer guy. I love dudes that do it in the back of a van. If you do it with a Hooters waitress, whatever, man, you marry that woman.
So
Hey,
she's just coming.
we-
Yeah,
we
we're
talked
getting
to-
married in September.
Good for
Awesome.
you.
Oh, right on.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Yeah.
So actually, last year, we had a jeweler sponsor I came up with last year that we were working out a deal, and I said, basically, you guys get diamonds cheaper than obviously I can, so
Right.
let's work out a diamond ring that I can't afford, and it's cheaper on you guys than paying money.
Yeah.
And got her a ring way out of my budget, and
Hell yes.
when I proposed, she actually looked at it and thought it was fake. She goes, "Seriously?" I go, "No, it's serious. Don't lose it. It was expensive." And she kind of looked at me like, "What?" And I'm like, "It costs more than a dirt bike. Don't
Yeah,
lose it."
You put your
Like,
risk at your life at
Wow.
risk there.
Hell yes.
That's
funny,
awesome.
man.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
Estate Jewelers was with me. They're out of Toledo. They hooked it up great. They came back this year. Yeah, they're probably one of my favorite sponsors because obviously it's a lifetime commitment. So
Yeah.
Lock
You're
down
going to
your
need
wife.
to spend
Yeah.
more. Yeah. You're going to need to do things more. What I'm hearing, Josh, is that you are super creative and resourceful in order to keep a pro career going this long.
Yeah, so like what we talked about earlier was like my brother turned pro, did like 2 or 3 years. Like that was like, okay, dude, it's time to, like, it's not happening. So at what point
Well-
no, I'm not saying this, I'm not like at what
Oh, he's
point
just telling your story.
Yeah, I'm just saying our story. So this is why I'm fascinated with your story. Like, at what point have you gone, all right, well, it's not working, or I mean, hell, it sounds like it's worked.
Yeah, and you're
to this
having
point.
fun. It seems like it's working great.
So several years ago, not mentally as in like, I don't want to say like I wasn't depressed in any way, but I wasn't happy with racing. I was saying it's not worth it. I don't want to be here. Like the paycheck ain't worth it. We're risking getting hurt, all this. And I went and worked a normal job at a dealership for 6 months and was like, this is way too boring. I'm making better money, but it's boring. I'm going back racing.
Yeah.
So I asked for weekends off. I was only going to run West Coast lights and wanted to race, and the dealership would not give me Friday, Saturdays off.
Oh no.
And I said, right then, I said, all right, I'm quitting then. And they were kind of like, what? And I go, I'm quitting. I'm not happy here. I'm going racing.
Mm.
And I was trying to make it work with both because I was making good money. But no, I went back to racing, and since then have been in so much better of a mood. Doing good or not, I came off and I appreciate it a lot more. I'm happy to be here. So we make our deals work. We do it cheap as possible. Like I said, I bought this van for $1,000. I built the interior out.
$1,000. You know, I couldn't even
Dude,
get
I want
that
to
van
sponsor this
home.
guy. I don't have any money, but I want to give you money. Like, I don't make enough money, but I want to help you out.
I think the best thing, the cool,
Yeah.
like you've got a future. Even when you decide to retire from racing, you can go to any factory and be like, I'm going to manage your team and cut your budget by 95%.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, we're trimming all the grinders. I'm racing for you. I've got that.
Yeah, I'll save
I'll be
all
the-
those salaries.
We cut all the salaries out.
No, we're a fan. Like
I was
we were talking about Mike Brown. So
I
Mike,
was actually
go ahead.
go ahead.
No.
No.
Go.
I got a funny story about Mike
Go.
Brown too.
No, let's go.
Oh, God,
Let's
here it
go.
goes.
Let's go.
My fiance was in work one night actually about a week after the Nations, and she goes, a guy in here named Mike Brown is in here, and he's the 125 championship from 2001. And I'm like, okay, well, the Nations was last week, so yeah, he might be up there flying out of Chicago or something. And because we're only an hour from Redbud, so I'm like, I'll be up there in a little while. I get in there, and she kind of points to him, and I come walking up, and I just shake my head. It's some drunk dude that looks all drugged out, and I
Oh
know
my
immediately it's not Mike. Obviously,
Yeah.
I know it's Mike. Well, the guy's sitting there talking to me, and he's so drunk. I'm like, I'm not gonna bring up that I know Mike, and this ain't that he's not him. So I'm just kind of calling dude's bluffs, and I was being a dick, but some other people walk in and that follow racing and stuff, but don't really know. And he goes, "Oh, hey, I'm Mike Brown," and shakes the guy in his dad's hand. And he knows a lot of weird facts that is like enough that someone that doesn't know Mike would believe it.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like calling him out on it and like just little things. And then at the end of the night, he's all, "Well, can I get your number? We can ride sometime." And I'm like, no, like,
No.
no, I don't like riding with
Your
anyone.
whole existence
"Well,
is built
maybe
on a
you might-"
lie.
Yeah, I never brought it up. I don't want to fight a drunk dude in Hooters. So, but he leaves, and I already texted my fiance like, this ain't Mike Brown, while she was working, and she's like tripping out. "What do you say? Like, I can't believe it." And I'm like, no. Well, afterwards, she's never seen him since. I ran into Mike at Straight Rhythm that year, the last year they ran it, and I told him about it, and he's all, "Why would they be acting like me out of anyone?" Like, it was funny because the dude's like trying to get my phone number and ride with me and stuff, and I'm like, I would obviously know you're not Mike once I see you
Like
on a
Mike
dirt
Brown
bike if I didn't-
does. You know, he's always begging for people to ride with him. And then when he gets there and he's slow
Yeah.
as crap, are you not going to be like, "Hey, man, remember when you were champ?"
Right, dude. How do you
happened?
have like 20-something championships?
Yeah, how'd you do this?
No, I
I'll-
know Mike can still whip my ass on a bike, so
Yeah, he's
I was
fast.
dumb and I said Mike Brown. I meant Kevin Walker when I was. So our comparison was when Kevin Walker came out of amateurs, he turned pro, and I'm pretty sure he didn't spend much time racing on the national circuit. He
nationals,
just
yeah.
got
went.
hurt.
He went immediately to Mega Series,
Mega
just
Series.
local stuff, made good money, and he's done it ever since. So that was
Oh,
my
yeah, I've raced on that Muddy Creek.
right. The dude owns the place.
Fast.
Yeah.
So my question was like, he decided early on, I'm going to race local,
Just keep it regional
make a
or
bunch of money,
whatever.
and then everybody else, like you, my brother, everybody else, I have to give it a shot to run
Yeah.
the big stuff.
I went pro as soon as I could. That year was easy to go pro, and we weren't going to chase amateur titles. I'm not going to say I was fast enough. I just wanted to be pro.
Mm-hmm.
That was my
To get laid.
goal. And
To get
Yeah.
laid, say it.
yeah, it wasn't as great as I thought as a kid would be.
Okay, okay,
Like, it was
okay.
still hard. But honestly, no, like the after parties, I never flaunted I was pro. I never talked about being pro. I wasn't one of those guys.
The way Mike Brown did.
I was extremely
The way whoever
I
that
was
Mike Brown
extremely
guy
cocky
was.
growing up as a kid.
Right. You seem more humble than that.
Yeah. No, I was extremely cocky as a kid through middle school, high school. Like but when I was pro, I was still in high school. I was in 10th grade, so I can't say when I was pro I was humbled, but I humbled out around 20 when after a few years of privateerness.
Yeah.
So, no, I enjoy racing. I enjoy the fans. I enjoy the traveling. It's just, I'm going to do it as long as I can. Every year I meet new people and get cool opportunities and just have fun.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm still out here. I don't think my best is yet, because the last 2 years I've had my best ever timed qualifying
Yeah.
in both classes. And
Wait, so
I,
tell me about that.
I-
So you go back to the truck, you're like, holy shit!
It's
like
the fastest I've ever best
like
I've ever qualified.
So tell me your best race, your best day.
So-
Whenever Josh Greco was the man, give me Josh Greco's best day ever.
I don't know about entire day. I'm really good at hot laps. I can throw a fast lap down usually.
All right.
I've gotten better through the years at that. But like I said, right now I'm having such issues breathing. I could go and qualify good. I just can't make it through the heat race.
Yeah.
But I didn't run lights for 10 years. I didn't ride a 250 because the 450 paid more. When I went pro, 250 was only paying $230 for a night show. So
Jesus.
it wasn't worth staying 250. We went up to 450 and got the speed we needed to make it in the night show.
I like the we. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to me third party, bro. Keep
I'm
going.
I'm used to that.
I know.
Sorry.
No, I'm not joking. I'm like,
Oh, we love it.
feed me third party, bro.
Well, the we is also the fans behind me, the
That's
friends,
right.
the family,
That's right.
everyone up there. I don't
Dude,
need a
you got
semi
Josh
truck. I just
Greco
need
fans
people
right
that
here.
support me.
We're gonna check in with Josh Greco every quarterly, weekly, whatever it takes.
I like
I'm
weekly,
I'm pretty
man.
sure I've heard you guys. I'm pretty sure I heard you guys at Atlanta. Oh, what was it? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, saying, "How did I get that lap time?" Actually,
No.
I really like when the whoops are gnarly.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
my strongest point. I'm
Friggin'
weak
awesome.
in the corners and the ruts. And Atlanta a couple years ago had a really long, hard set of whoops, and I can make it through them. I'm not gonna say I hit them extremely fast. I just hit them good.
So take me
And,
back to your best day, your best Josh Greco, my best
Anything
day.
stand out
Shoot,
where
my-
you were like, heck yeah, that was a good
I'm
one.
the guy.
My best day was probably San Diego this year. I missed the main by one, but we qualified good, and in the LCQ I snaked around the outside and was, like I said, I was dying breathing, but I was just slow and steady trying to hang on to that fourth place. And then when I got passed into fifth, I was just hoping there was a mess up and I can get into that fourth place spot. But after I missed it, and yeah, it's a bummer, it's whatever, but I'm not mad about it. I had a good race. I know with my health this year, I kind of came into it like, let's just get through the season and see what we could do. I'm not expecting to make a main this year with my health. I know I'm not where I need to be. I have 5 hours on the bike since last year at Salt Lake. I tore my PCL and I didn't ride a bike until November. So, and I only put 5 hours on Supercross before A1. I can only do 2 laps
Flow
at a
chart's
time.
incredible right now.
Yeah.
We're documenting all this
Yeah.
as you say it. I mean, it's like you're the eternal optimist. I can
hoping-
feel it.
I feel this. I feel like I could go. I'm going to go qualify.
You're not going to. You're
No,
not Josh Greco.
No, we're not. I'm not doing.
I'm not
We
either.
are not. We.
Us
as-
combined as
yes,
3 people
yeah.
don't have enough skill to add up
Damn
to
it.
you, Josh. I mean,
Damn, dude.
but I can feel that you are eternal. You always have. I can feel the optimism.
I love this.
You always are looking for the best out of
Yeah.
whatever your day. And heck, some days your result isn't indicative of how good you rode. And so I
how
hear you
good
on
he
that.
felt. We felt.
Well, John may want to talk to you, Josh, about some personal coaching
Yeah.
because he's got, you obviously want it. You want it
want
bad. And we have an employee of the month thing here on
Yeah.
our show.
John's never won the employee of the month.
And so he,
Ever.
when
I
we just
wanna win
attributed
it.
He doesn't want it bad
We
enough.
want to win it.
During the show, I want to win it.
Nick is we.
Yeah,
Nick we wants to win it.
that's right. So I'm willing to do what it takes, just like Josh, and you haven't
Me,
done that.
Yeah, I don't.
John.
I don't
So,
step up.
Josh, back to you.
I haven't even gotten to the nitty gritty on the bike maintenance and all that.
That seems gnarly.
So-
Yeah, tell us
Because I
about
hear
that
you
part of
talking
the
about
program.
washing the bike. I mean, that's hard to race and
His
Well,
keep up the
fiance's
bike.
washing it and doing goggles and
No,
all
I'm washing the bike. He's helping with the goggles and helmet and everything else. But
Jesus, dude.
after San Fran's mud race,
Oh God.
we cleaned the bike, WD'd the chain, and it was ready to go for San Diego.
that was
mud
it.
race.
That was it.
So
That sounds like my level.
the only reason I changed a clutch, which was last year's clutch too, I ran it all last season. It was still good because I don't put that much time on my
Yeah, good.
bikes.
Right.
The only reason I changed the clutch is I had one in the box,
Hell
and
yes.
as I pulled it out and went to do it, I'm like, oh, I don't have oil right now. So I had to actually borrow oil. Saturday before practice, I had to go around the pits and find the oil that I like, which is Shell Rotella, cheap oil,
Good for you.
diesel oil. It
1540.
runs
That's
in my
right.
van, my bikes, everything. This one was 1030 actually.
What?
A little
Yeah.
heavier.
You said
So
diesel.
that
I'm
was on
just saying.
sale.
But it was borrowed oil. I had to put it in with the new clutch. So that's the only reason I even did an oil change in the clutch, because the bike was good to go. I do keep up on at least that maintenance, oil, air filter, that stuff, but I'm horrible about like checking tire pressure. I haven't even checked my fork pressure
God,
since
you're my
being
guy.
on the West Coast.
Sometimes I'll ride
this is
3
our
laps.
guy.
I'll ride 3
You're-
laps before I remember
you're-
that the bike has air forks. I'm
You're
not
my-
even kidding, and I'll be like,
Well-
oh dang, this thing's got air forks.
If it don't feel wrong, then
It feels
then
right, baby.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right,
Dude,
Like,
you are talking my
listen,
language right now.
if everybody listening to this show right now, Josh Greco is your guy.
Yes.
Go see him in the pits. Josh,
Yeah.
what's the next race you're going to make it to?
I'm here in Arizona. I pretty much drove straight here after Anaheim.
Glendale.
Actually, well, not straight here. I went out to King of the Hammers for a few days out in the desert and hung out.
Did you see Hubert?
And then I didn't get to see him. No.
Okay.
I was hanging out with the bands. Our Rock and Turf sponsor had VIP all access, so we were hanging out back with the bands and everything. I was
God
up on
dang.
stage while ADD was playing.
That's
So-
awesome. Yeah, he's got a Josh has a hard life.
Listen, back to your next race. Where are you going to be? Glendale?
We're in Arizona, yes, Glendale. We're here. We're
right.
here since.
Are you coming back
Saturday,
east
actually. I was
anytime?
watching. I'll be doing all the rounds. I
God.
wasn't gonna do Seattle, but I figured out how to pull it off.
Okay.
So this year we'll be in Seattle. West Coast is lights, obviously. That's why I kind of wasn't gonna do it, but I don't want to say the lights class is easier, but with how much of a chance I have at making the main in the lights class, I don't want to miss a round and that chance be zero.
Yeah.
Right,
So we're gonna go down there.
So you'll do that, and then you'll head east and do some of the East Coast stuff.
So he's going to every round.
Yeah, I'll do every round here on out. I just wasn't making the drive to Detroit this last weekend. It financially wasn't smart. I'm not in a points chase, so why go to Detroit to lose money?
Yeah.
Even if I qualify well and whatever, I still would have been negative.
All right, so now you are
I
now our guy. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to follow you round to round. We may skip around, but god dang, we're going to get you like our 7 listeners.
Yeah.
Are
We,
gonna-
we may just have to set up our stuff.
The Army.
At your pit.
The winners take y'all Army.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a good little hospitality zone under my pit. I got Rock and Turf bringing me some grass,
Some
turf,
grass to your
and-
van.
No, we'll bring you some
Indy.
grass.
Yeah.
So it's Greco 976 is your Instagram.
Oh, you said.
Yep.
Dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
look at your
and
phone.
Before you guys ask, I know you're gonna ask. Before you guys ask, yes, I have a pet raccoon. No,
Yep.
she does not travel with me anymore.
We heard about that. Yep, pet
yeah,
pet
it's always
raccoon.
good to ask.
It's got its rabies shots, right?
Yeah, she's got all her shots. She's spoiled.
I thought you might say
But,
no. You hesitated for half a second,
There was.
and it made me wonder. if
Dude,
you were
I'm
gonna
such
say,
a
"No,
fan.
man,
Like, I love the guy, loves dirt bikes, loves throwing it in $1,000
extra
van.
resourceful."
Fingers crossed.
You can look
Make-
at your Instagram. We're following you.
We
right,
are definitely
right
following you.
now. And we're
You're going to
we're
get at
in,
least
brother.
2 more followers from us.
Yes.
Easily.
Because winners take y'all already
Dude,
follows
we're
you.
huge.
Yeah, winners take yours.
Huge.
We followed you personally. And we'll get on your
Right on,
OnlyFans too to
right
check
on.
your feet
Yes,
out.
your feet and your raccoon, whatever
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
stuff you're in.
He already
I-
said it's not for feet.
Hey, I can't say what's on there. You got to pay the subscription to see. I mean,
Exactly.
Oh,
is
dang.
it for nude? Is it just me? Is it pictures of my dog? Who knows?
Who knows?
But
Who
you gotta
knows?
pay
It could be the
subscription to
raccoon.
Find out.
Who knows? It could
It
be
could
the
be
manager
anything.
of Hooters,
Hey,
the guy Daryl. or
what's the
whatever.
raccoon's name?
Mike?
Zoe,
Zoe.
Why Mike, man? I mean,
Zoe.
it's obviously Zoe.
Mike the
They get any
raccoon.
complaints
Okay.
from
about
everything,
25
Mike.
pounds.
I had a friend with a raccoon when I was younger, and I never knew what the heck. I don't know how to get around. I don't know how to act around a raccoon.
What
So
do I do?
I'm like, hey man, this
Hey.
thing's a wild
Hey, what's up,
animal.
raccoon?
It's
How
a
we doing?
wild animal.
Yeah, man.
What's up, raccoon? How's your
It's
mother?
a lot of work.
It's a lot
How's
of
your
work.
mother?
It's a lot of work.
See,
Yeah.
y'all think y'all are taking
Hey,
this lightly.
donkey. What's going on?
How's
So-
your mother?
How's your
Yeah,
mother?
you obviously have some people that help you.
Dude, we are fans. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I love these stories. I love privateers with
God.
with raccoons and Hooters waitresses.
We may
Raccoons.
just have to check in with you every week
Dude,
for
no,
the
seriously.
weekly story.
You got to have them.
You have some crazy roadside
There's some Flying
stories.
J's, some
Yes.
Buckies, some crazy shower stories.
Oh, fuck these. No, I got a shower in the van. I do. I built a shower in it.
That's a smart move.
So,
Damn
no,
right.
Freaking
no
lonely
road stop showers
truckers.
now.
Good
No,
for you.
it's my favorite thing. I can pull off the track and rinse off and not be sticky for the next 30-hour drive.
Yeah.
I can tell you, taking a shower with all those truckers at the truck stop gets old.
I'm sticky in 5 minutes.
Hey, the best truck stop
Shower.
/ bathroom.
Yummy.
Little America. So on the way to like Seattle or whatever, up 80,
Yeah.
Little America in is it Wyoming? They actually have jacuzzi tubs and showers. Now that might sound nasty getting in a trucker tub, but I'm all about a
No,
hot bath. So
It's all I
will-
can do to not start talking like a potential trucker and throw down a scenario and some music and like,
Hey,
Trucker jacuzzi.
why are y'all in the
I don't
heart-shaped
even care.
jacuzzi?
yeah.
All I picture is the
I don't
heart-shaped
even
jacuzzi
care.
like on Dumb and Dumber. It's it was nice, not classy like this.
Wait.
Yeah.
Kevin
They
may
have
have had a
truck
little
stop.
fireball,
They have
Josh.
truck stop jacuzzi.
Heart-shaped
Gotta get
jacuzzis
the
at trucks.
term.
They have Valentine's Day specials.
The truck stop in my hometown has a chapel in it.
Oh my gosh, dude, you could get everything fixed up there.
You get married.
Yeah.
a
Yeah, you could get
jacuzzi.
married.
Get laid.
What if you get
The hot
married
tub.
at the truck stop?
Oh no, we already have our we're going out of the country. So
Where to? We
I've
want to go.
actually never been.
Latvia.
Please tell me you're not
we're
going to
going
Latvia.
Switzerland.
Switzerland,
Oh,
yes.
Oh, so close.
Nice neutral country that
Yeah,
doesn't
we
have
thought you were
angry.
going to say Latvia for a second.
Again, with my planning, the FIM Explorer Championship is the same weekend in Switzerland
This dude's
for
going.
e-bikes.
A
And
what?
He's-
I'm trying to get a ride over there the same week, so it pays for my wedding.
See,
trip. So,
resourceful.
Genius.
Josh Greco is
Dude, you're
resourceful.
our guy. I love this guy.
Yes. This is good.
I told her, I said, if I get to race it, we're going for the 4 days out of our 12 there. I'm sorry, but it'll pay for our entire trip. If I
Yeah.
don't get to race it, we'll go one day and meet the teams, try to get on a bike.
Line it up for
to
next year
practice
on our
before they can
anniversary
see.
trip.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So that I go, like I said, she's out of my league, so I go up and over the top for everything. Her ring's
I would too.
big, and the
Is your-
wedding is gonna just me and her going to elope out there, just somewhere beautiful. and
Josh,
I want to give her the best I can.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
but is your wiener McAdoo? Like, is that
I'm
thing?
I'm not answering any of those questions. That's only for her to know. And
See,
Hey, you have to-
Kevin, you
Hey, you have to pay for the content on OnlyFans to get those answers.
just subscribe.
yeah,
You have to
Uh,
subscribe.
Just subscribe.
Those are for subscription.
See, Josh, what happens is there's always a line, and Kevin's like, I'll
I'm
just
passing
keep
the
going
wiener
until I
line.
cross the
The
line. And
McAdoo
then I'll be
wiener
like,
line?
oh, it's too far.
Oh,
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
I'm not shy. I'm not embarrassed. I'm just not gonna talk about.
Yeah, I mean,
that.
I think you got to
Hey,
be
Sounds like you're
honorable.
honest to me.
When you
Yeah.
good at something, don't ever do
Yeah.
it for free. When you got something good.
Hey,
Hey, that's McAdoo
we-
missed the boat. Like
we
he should have been as smart as you and put it on OnlyFans.
Yeah, just free content
Yeah.
out there.
Like, dude, you should have
Yeah.
totally. You can't just give it away for free.
I don't get why he didn't pull in the pits and just get one strip of duct tape laid over that.
Dude,
Oh.
it seems so painful and so scary. Imagine one piece of roost
Yeah, talking to another rider.
just hitting you in the balls, dude.
Okay, no. So it happens all the time when I'm like rolling the first lap of practice, and
Your
every
wiener
time
falls
And you're
out?
cold,
I
it's
reach
still
down a lip and
cold
I
or
get-
that
whatever.
thing
I get
just
hit with a
falls
rock
out. Just
right on
block.
the tip.
No, he's
Right.
talking about Roost hitting
Oh.
him with his pants
Oh,
on.
my bad.
It still hits
Yeah,
him right in the
so-
junk and hurts.
Fair enough.
Right on the tip. Like I'm gonna say 30% of the time.
God,
Of
that
a
would be
free
so
practice
gun
roll,
shy of
like,
that first lap.
I finally learned to just hang way back from everyone because I'm so tired of it happening. Like,
Lap 2, we're
So-
fine. We're good on lap 2.
yeah, I mean, if I'm on a hot lap and adrenaline's going, it's different. If I'm rolling and it hits and I don't have any blood flow going,
God.
like-
Yeah, we've
Hey,
all been
Right
hit
now,
once or twice.
What sucks is you're conditioned now to like you can't really lay down a hot lap till you get hit in the dick with a rock first.
and then you can go.
Then you could like
Yeah,
your body's
no.
conditioned.
Yeah, now you're good, right?
yeah. So no, I wouldn't do it with it dangling out. I've
Dude.
raced desert. I'm doing the Baja 1000 this year with my health and all. Everyone
With
asks
your wiener
why,
in or out?
but
So do you have a
with
team on
it
that?
in, but
You gotta you're not soloing
no,
that, right?
No, I'm soloing it. I'm doing the
God
first ever
almighty,
Supercross
dude.
race
Josh
that
Greco.
finished it.
Is there anything
No Supercross racers ever finished it.
Really?
Okay.
Solo.
I didn't know that.
So,
So,
Seems like Mouse McCoy
So-
tried. He was not really a supercross
But
racer.
he finished it.
Yeah, but he was a
won.
mini bike
the
racer. He
only
wasn't.
No.
one,
No, not a supercross guy.
the only one I know that raced Supercross that ever tried it was Pastrana, and
Pastrana.
he didn't finish. I
Nope.
don't know if he wrecked or had
Yep.
bike issues or both.
Iser
Probably
was on
both,
that
but-
team.
Yeah.
and they didn't finish.
Nope.
But
The trophy truck burned
well,
to the
now I'm
ground.
saying solo.
No, it's-
Solo.
yeah, right.
Iron Man on a motorcycle.
All right. What are you going to
So-
ride for that?
That van, that $1,000
He's not
van.
taking the van. It's a
No.
hoping to
motorcycle.
Okay.
I'm hoping to pull off a Husky 501 for it.
Okay.
John's got one you can borrow.
Yeah.
John will ship
It'll
it to
be in
you.
nice
yeah,
shape.
I just need to borrow. I just need to borrow it for one little race.
I only need it for 1 week.
Vet owned, low
Only ridden
mileage.
downhill.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just happy I can finally sell my bikes as vet owned.
Yeah. Hey, man, you finally say
I
that.
can run 2 vet classes.
Dude,
Vet
Josh
ridden.
Greco, my guy.
Baja 1000 solo. I mean, that is an
Well, let me
epic
tell
task.
you, I went to I was on the Baja Peninsula recently, and
Rocking
all
with-
it made me want to do was ride. Like every day, I thought about the Baja 1000. We'd ride out and see the terrain,
Make love.
like driving somewhere, and I was like,
in the sand.
God, how badass is this?
Make
I want
love.
to ride so bad.
yeah,
Make love.
exactly.
I grew up in the high desert in California. I grew up in the high desert, so I raced a little bit of desert when our motorbikes were blown up. And
So
I
you
was-
do
I
have
was
some
good
little
at
bit
it. I
of
don't-
history in this.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm a desert racer, but I did run.
Well,
a
you're about to
few
be.
right before I turned pro on big bikes.
You're about to be,
Um,
whether you like it or not.
and- Yeah, I'm gonna be a desert rider out there. I ain't going out it wide open.
How long
I'm,
will that
I'm
take?
gonna ride it smart, and it should be about 20 to 30 hours. This year will be a shorter loop than normal. It's well, not normal, but every few years it changes a little. Like this last year was the longest one. It was 1,340 miles, where
God
this year's only
dang.
like 840.
What time
So
of year
this
is
year's
that?
going to be quite a bit. November.
November. Okay. So I rode 1,400
So-
miles in Idaho, but it took me 7 days. So I
Yeah.
can't imagine how you're going to have to really plan for food and water and just
Is your
trying to
fiance
get-
coming to this? Like, what are we doing?
You
what
should
are
drink,
we?
better
Yeah,
drink a
she'll
big
be-
bottle of water before you go.
We.
She'll be in the van.
That
she'll
$1,000
be in
van.
my chase van. Yeah. So her, my mom, and my mom's boyfriend are gonna drive my van and meet me at pit stops.
Okay,
and
so
then
you will have a
I'm also
team.
gonna-
You will have an effort.
Dude, I love this.
a chase crew, more or less. And
His
then
mom,
That way with my
his wife.
yeah.
Dude, it doesn't matter. You just need people. You need help because this is an
Yeah, I just need-
undertaking.
I need the parts. in the van, so if I do ruin something, I have the spare parts, and then having food in the van. If I need anything, I have my van.
Does
and then
that,
I'm
All right,
gonna
Josh.
pay for Baja Pit.
As we get closer,
Yeah.
we, not you, but we, as we get closer, we're gonna have a GoFundMe. We're gonna have to help you make this happen.
This is going to be expensive.
Like we have to
That's
help
Air
you.
actually-
filter
yeah,
budget.
That's the biggest undertaking on it. The Baja 1000, the entry fee's roughly $5,000,
Oh, shit.
and then everything
I
else
know
that goes into it. It's going to be a $20,000 race, and I'm not saying
How
I'm
many
going
late
to
night
win it, but
shifts? How many? Like seriously, your fiance is gonna have to really step up.
She's not paying. He keeps it
Yeah,
separate.
No, yeah, no, she don't pay.
See?
She pays for her own things. I pay for my own, so we'd never complain about what we buy. So
So we don't complain
got
about what we
horses.
buy. Hey, man, you're saving
Yeah,
yourself from
she-
arguments and stuff.
Yeah.
she's got horses. She likes spending her money on
Okay.
her expensive hair. And if I want to buy a dirt bike or a
Okay.
van or a rifle, she don't complain. She,
Yeah, right on,
she
dude.
buys, but that's our best way of not
Yeah,
not
well, now it's
having issues.
I
That's
didn't
right.
know entry was almost $5,000 to enter that race.
they're not
That's-
making
So,
any
I
profit on
was-
that.
I was told 3,000, and then one of the racers told me 5,000. So I believe it's 5,000. I have to have Score, Baja, Mexico insurance. I have to have sat phone, Starlink, GPS. Have to have a bike set up, fuel, everything.
MySpace,
Baja
Friend
Baja
Finder,
Pits is $100.
Bumble.
How
So
much
it's
is Baja
gonna
Pit?
be-
What's the Baja Pits? What is that?
So they're basically another pit crew that they'll carry the fuel. Basically
okay.
just the fuel, but
So you
we're
can
not
pull
allowed
in
to
there
take
and
fuel
get
over
to
the
your
border.
stuff.
Maybe we can buy in. Maybe
Yes.
we can just be your pit
So-
crew. We'll just winners take y'all. We'll just
other
Take a Ranger
other
out
than
there?
that though, if I won it, I don't even it's no pro payback on solo. Only the teams have a pro payout.
Wow.
So me soloing it, if I win it, I don't get nothing. I get a medal that says good job, you finished.
Well, how about
But
we come out
That's
and
what I'm doing it for.
John and I ride like 2 miles each, and then you get the pro payout if
Yeah.
you win it.
We'll
that
let you
way,
have it.
because that's a team, you know.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not gonna run those guys' pace out there. The teams they go out and pre-run it and are just wild. I'm at this point I'm not even pre-running. I'm just showing up.
So this
and
is
getting
more
the
like a
GPS and
personal-
going for it.
This is like a personal
so
goal.
Yeah,
for
personal
you, right?
Johnny Greco.
Bucket
I've
list.
wanted to do it. I've wanted to do it since I was 15. I actually got team rides offered out there when I was 15,
Hell
but
yes.
my mom, for one, wouldn't let me. She's like, "You're not dying in Mexico." Knowing me at 15, I would have held it wide
You
open.
would have been
until
She's
it-
gonna let
pinned
you
across
die.
the desert.
16 years later, you can
Yeah.
die now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he's riding with a
Eh,
smart.
But
like-
she'll be there. You can die now
Yeah,
because I'm
now,
here.
now I'm riding smart. I'm not gonna go out there and just be wide open. My goal is just to finish. Once we get to the halfway point, if I'm in the lead or near the lead, the goal is gonna shift to try
You'll
to win,
slightly
but the
adjust
main
your
goal is to
strategy,
win.
right?
Pin it. We are
Yes.
going to pin it
For
to
now-
win it.
He has athletic maturity. He's
Okay.
going with the brain. He's not going down there just pinning the first section.
I just want to be able to finish because whether I
live.
finish first or second, I get
die.
a finisher medal. And that's it.
Listen,
D-
Josh,
Josh, did
Johnny,
you,
Johnny G.
what? No, Josh, listen,
Okay.
did Kevin, do you like know him?
No,
Like from when you were a
no,
child?
we don't
and-
know each other at all.
No.
I'm calling him Johnny, and his name's Josh.
Yeah, but were you, did you ever race and Kevin was your announcer? Like Loretta's or Oak Hill or.
No, he doesn't know
No,
me
so
at all.
I never raced Loretta's. I know you a little bit, Kevin, and I've ran into you at
I mean-
Tongue and Groove.
Okay, tongue and groove.
Oh!
Damn.
Wow.
Digging back right here.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I did. I've been at a lot of amateur nationals.
Yeah.
Not necessarily racing, but
Well, the only reason
I've
I
been out
ask,
there.
I just want to make sure you understand like the level of idiot that you're dealing
Yeah.
with right now, because
Massive
dude-
idiot.
No.
he is not trying to be serious.
My favorite videos are you got to bring back the war.
Oh,
flag.
that
Front
the
lines.
Faulkner one
Yes,
recently
Yes,
was you replayed the Faulkner
I just
one
did.
because he won. That was
And
I agree with you,
gotta
Josh.
bring those back.
Those are epic.
Those are awesome.
Give us a little. Say something, Saya. like dear
mother.
mother.
The
I
war
re-
has been very unrelenting.
Yes.
Like Iser was a double. The guy that wrote them was my other host, David Iser, who is a history, political science double major. Come on.
So he knew all about how
Yes.
to throw
Like
in
every tree, like he sits when he goes, I sit under a sarsaparilla tree. Like those are indigenous to the area of Ricky's goat farm.
Okay.
I sit in a goat
Sarsaparilla.
farm. Yes, they are indigenous. Everything he writes about is so
It's like
damn
historically
spot on.
accurate.
And the race reports were accurate to a T from Weston Pike's account of catching a hay bale, pulling him off the bike,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
I agree with you, Josh. Those were solid. That's some solid comedy gold right there. So I
Yeah.
just want to make sure you knew Kevin was a total idiot.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some other funny incidents, but I don't want to bring that up on.
Well, if
online
they're
'cause I
tongue
don't
and
know
groove
how,
and people were naked on Honda 50s, we don't need all that talk.
No, it's the comical part about announcing the women's class.
All right, Kevin has stepped into a few landmines and didn't have anything happen to him.
Yep. I got in trouble at a women's race. Yep.
Did you?
Got pulled into the office. Yep.
Well,
all
I mean,
those,
Was it
Jimmy.
for, was it for? No. Was it for Daniel?
Danielle, whatever. Yeah, we had to bite our tongue for that.
Yeah, I remember. And all weekend we were saying Daniel.
Dude, there
You
was a
weren't
guy,
saying Danielle.
Danielle, there was a guy at Loretta's who had his whole media team, his legal team ready to sue Sports Illustrated, Loretta's, everything. And they were like, if you ever, it was a trans guy racing the women.
I remember this story.
Oh my God, if this happens,
So
yes, Danielle.
God, that was hard on you. That was the
yes,
most
because
difficult.
I just want to go, I want to go nuts.
Why are you out here?
You have nuts,
Yes,
dude, Daniel.
Right.
God.
Yeah, it was a dude. He didn't
Hey,
win
I
it,
like
thank
that you
God.
got some dirt on him, Josh. Because
Good for you, Josh.
this dude is crazy, and so we're
Josh,
seriously inspired by your effort, and he
Yeah.
called with good intention, but
I
he
did.
can't help but being
No, I
crazy.
did. I called because like I talked to Brad. He's like, we just casually mentioned you. He's like, this guy's been at it for like 14 years. I'm like, real? He's been at it and never got
yeah.
15.
It's
Well,
inspiring.
listen, we've got
awesome.
to we've got to plan some stuff when the races come back east.
Yeah, man.
Like we got to get together for sure when you
we're
come
fans.
back east.
We're fans.
You can stay at John's house
is,
when you come through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I've the whole thing with like budgeting and everything. I still never got into it. I don't run a motor or anything. I slap a pipe on,
Let's
get
go.
suspension for a couple $100, and
Here we go.
and throw a sprocket on it for Supercross.
Well,
like,
that's pretty
I don't
nice
have
though.
a motor. My 450 is so slow. Like I let Addison Emery, my buddy, he has a YZ 450, and I let him ride mine at south of the border, and he did like 2 corners, and he was like, "Dude, I'm scared to jump the
This thing
finish line.
sucks.
This bike's so slow."
I just
Like-
meant today's
and his
motorcycles are good
450 was
enough.
So fast.
That you could
Oh,
that you
no,
could
it
do
needs-
that.
It needs more. I wish I could run a 480.
Well, I mean, that could
I
happen.
want to ride. I want to ride one of those Starks on a Supercross track. Have endless torque, immediate.
We
Yeah.
did get to ride the
But,
Starks a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how they'd be on a Supercross track. We were
They're
just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
we went and rode a Stark.
I haven't got to ride one yet, but if you follow me now, you'll see the stuff I do on a Suron, and I just got a Suron last year, first e-bike ever, and now I'm like, oh, I want to ride anything electric. Like,
yeah.
All right,
how
Josh,
much
tell me
fun I have on them.
tell me your best finish in a Supercross or a motocross.
2012, back when they were still considered mains but non-points paying, the East-West shootout.
Yep.
I got 13th in the West Coast main.
Okay.
Right on.
Damn, that's
So,
East and West Coast boys. How the hell did you even make it
No,
to?
that's just west. Not it was when it was
They were
a
separate.
West main and an East main.
Oh, they
but
would run a
weren't
West
points
main, then an
paying,
East
right?
main. Yep, I remember that.
Where now it's heat races and then mains, which
Then
Right.
yes.
my
Okay.
personal opinion, if you have to qualify top 20, it should be considered a points paying main no matter what.
I agree.
I
Like
concur.
whether it's east west and then they combine, you have to qualify top 20 to begin with. So it should be points paying and a main, but
Yeah.
that'll never change.
Hmm.
So that's my best ever technically record finish. Other than that, I mean, I've qualified 16th in times, and I've done that in both dry and muddy conditions. I
Oh, wow.
tied with it at San Francisco
Yep.
this year in mud, which I truly believe I could have qualified first at San Fran. I had first practice, the best chances.
Yeah.
Like we had an advantage being first practice. So I don't want to say like I'm great in mud. I'm saying I had an advantage.
You just had a better track. Yeah.
My 16th place time, I rolled through the rhythm and I singled the second triple. I did the other triple and I did the finish, but I pretty much rolled the rest, and I got 16th, where I had a really good lap going. I did the step on step offs, and I came up on the second triple and someone was there. I moved over and doubled it, but I went over the bars. I like stuck and went over the bars. So I think that would have been a first place lap. I
Yeah.
really do. I needed 5 seconds for first, and I rolled the other lap and got 16th. So
Yeah.
that would have been incredible. I don't think I'll ever get that lucky again, but like I said, Billy gave me hope for 10 more years, so we have 10 more years of chances. So we'll see. But that's my best ever lights qualifying. And then 450, I don't know for sure, but I think 23rd's my best, and that was Atlanta last year
Okay. Yep.
in time qualifying.
Right.
Okay.
So you're
So-
coming to Daytona.
Yep, I'll be at Daytona. I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna race my 450 or race my 250 in the 450 class.
Okay.
Choices.
You're
Just
live. You're the
'cause,
live announcer.
Yes.
You're the So Kevin will finally announce you
Dude,
at Daytona.
I'm going to tell this right now. I will whore you out.
He needs it.
No matter
We
where
wanna get
you're
some
at. No matter
sponsors.
where Josh
Freaking
Greco's
entry
at.
fee is coming, son.
Dude.
For Baja.
Yeah,
We
so
need to
So
stack
you're-
up some dollars.
Daytona's a love hate for me. I either
I
do
would
really
think so.
well or really bad.
It doesn't matter. You're going to love it.
Like,
Well, maybe
You're-
this year will be a
You're
good
going to
year.
love it when I'm done with you.
yeah.
Jeez. We're done
When I'm
announcing
done
you.
He's
announcing-
gonna announce you two. You love him.
don't make me sound too good, because I
No.
do a fast lap and then a slow lap that I roll. So if I mess up
Okay.
a lap, I'm rolling the rest of it.
He'll
Okay.
he'll know.
And I
He'll
know
be a
people
no
look at me
judgment.
like,
No, I'll be like, he's
I know
injured.
people look at me like, why is that a pro out there rolling around? But I save energy to throw one
To
really
then
good
boom.
lap
sling
down.
it. Yeah.
No, but we're racing.
Yeah.
Like during heat races, if you make it to the fast 40,
That's Christophe Purcell's strategy.
we're doing this.
Christophe would ride around in
I'm a-
practice and throw out a lap.
Oh, after my hot lap, I usually have to pull off and puke. I can't breathe, so
Okay.
I really do. If you see me lift my helmet, I am puking.
That is
We're throwing
not
a-
good.
Uh,
dude.
I-
We're throwing up.
I do it almost every weekend. I can't breathe. I exert
deal.
all of my energy on my hot lap.
All right, so
Yeah.
pay attention,
Um,
folks. Josh Greco is vomiting while he's riding.
Yeah. I
Fair
could do a montage of it if I put my 360 cam on.
Oh,
Well, let's see
Jesus.
it.
No,
But-
I don't want to see that. I want to.
No.
I'll just let you.
No.
Just come to Daytona
That's
and
one of the.
look us up,
And-
tear
and
it up,
I'm
and
just
all
saying-
that.
I'm just saying it now. I am not going to Razzles.
Don't
Putting
do
the,
that.
he just drew a line.
You'll
Kevin.
vomit there as well.
You don't need to go, man.
No, man.
No,
You got your wife,
roof-
you're good.
I got roofied there.
Uh-uh.
I got roofied there.
Sorry about
what,
that.
4 years ago.
Nick did that.
I got roofied, and I didn't drink for 2 years. Nothing.
I think that was a
Nothing.
smart
And
move.
I love margaritas. That's my thing. Like
Yeah.
a frozen margarita. I'm all about the
So-
flavor, everything.
So someone
I
served
couldn't
you a
even have one
drink
of-
and it had something in it.
We were at bottle service, and I don't know if they were trying to hand my fiance a drink, and she handed it to me or what. I just remember.
Or they
I got
knock you
handed a
out
drink.
and then you're unavailable to
Yeah.
protect her. I ain't down with any of that
my
kind
buddy's
of crime or whatever that is.
my buddy's mom actually helped carry me out. I remember pretty much bits and pieces through the night, but I had no motor skills. Like I had to get carried out. I slept. Once they got me to my van, my dog is. Everyone knows don't go near my van. My dog will eat someone if they
Yeah.
open the door of my van.
Yep.
So I remember in the car, my buddy's holding me and trying to get me to the door, and they go to open the door, and they go, "Is your dog gonna eat me?" And I just said, "Open the door and back up. Just open the door and back up." And they got me to the front passenger seat, and I slept in the passenger seat, hanging out of the van
Oh,
and
Jesus.
getting rained on. I woke up the next morning soaked.
Were you
hanging
not
out the
sick
van,
or
like,
something? You didn't catch something from
Oh,
being wet and cold all night?
after that? Oh, I was sick for like a week, like, but I don't know if it was from whatever someone slipped me or what. I just
COVID.
remember it was like the worst week of my life.
Okay. All right, so everybody stay away from
Take
him.
COVID?
Let him do his. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
say
don't
COVID.
invite him to
Nothing.
razzles.
He's gonna ride. He's doing dirt
He's
bike
there
stuff.
to race.
We are here to get Josh Greco in and out.
Well, no, that's after the race, but yeah.
Doesn't
no,
matter, you're
I'm
not going.
there this year.
No, you're not going. We'll
Yeah.
go for you.
Yes.
All right, we'll drink in
We
your
might be
spirit.
at Froggies. We might be
Okay.
at Froggies, but not Razzles.
Yeah,
There you go.
razzles is out, son.
All right, Josh. You have
It's
some.
not the place to be.
You have training. You have riding. You have work to do tomorrow. We're going to cut you short.
Okay, yeah, no worries. We're at the stadium. I'm at that.
You
about
see
to
this
actually won't be able
weird
to get
pause?
some-
Wait, you're
y'all
already
already-
at Glendale?
You're already there.
I was here since Saturday.
Oh wow.
Are you helping with the track crew?
Just likes to get a feel for the environment.
What are you doing there?
No, I pulled in and the gates were all shut. I had nowhere else to go, so I came and parked here, and then actually met up with some buddies that live here, other racers, and
Sweet.
yesterday we went snowboarding in Flagstaff.
Oh, that's
Right
awesome.
on.
So-
That's a good day.
That is living the
We ripped
life,
up there
brother.
and
I like it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
like it.
And then
We'll see
we're gonna-
you in
we're
person
gonna
when you
hang
head
out
back
here
east.
afterwards. Yeah, definitely.
We'll see at
So-
Razzles.
You guys will see the setup.
Yep.
I'll
Yeah,
see you in my van.
No,
Sweet dreams.
don't
mother-
open
Yeah.
his van door. You'll get eaten alive.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
Josh, we are fans. We love this. We love dudes that just jump in their van,
And grind it out, dog.
do it.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah,
We appreciate you
can't
coming
wait
on,
to
man.
see
We
you
enjoyed
talk
it.
to you guys.
And we will check in
Definitely.
when you get some more of those killer moto stories.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me, and yeah, I appreciate it.
All right.
right.
Kill it this weekend, brother.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
See ya.
Uh-huh.
Bye. Is it disconnected? Dude,
Dude.
what and that's I'm over here, I feel like a jerk now because I'm complaining about the list you idiots put together. They want me to race this race, that race. Here's Josh Greco.
This dude's in the parking lot of
He's
Glendale,
already
Arizona.
there a week
He's been
early.
there.
He's been there for 7 days, or he will be by the time the race comes.
Right, you got to
Can
get
we
there
go
early.
to Baja?
We got asked. Mike or Grant or somebody said, "Hey, you
RJ?
want to ride Baja?" And I don't want to die.
Who asked?
Mike Hoffman, Grant's dad.
Nick be like, yeah, I'm in.
I can say yes
no,
for you.
Yes.
You don't want to go?
I just don't want to die, man.
You got
Man, I love my
headlights?
kids, dude.
You don't have to die.
See, here I am. I need to find this inner Greco.
People don't die people do die.
7 people a
Not
year.
everybody
The
dies.
average,
It's 7 a year.
I don't know. I picked a number.
Well, that's
There's a lot.
solid. That's
I don't
slightly
think
less
it's-
than the population of
It's
Latvia.
probably less
Four.
than one a year.
Suck it, Latvia.
I don't think it's less than 1 a year.
I do. I think it's less than one a year.
Listen, here's how the dude was ranting outside that restaurant. He's worried about a privacy statement. Listen to this dude.
How do we go from Baja to this?
You tell me where the privacy statement
I know that your dumb accent. You
That
do
really
that
just
dumb.
sounds like you.
You stop doing that.
I
Stop-
can
listen.
imitate this dude.
Stop
solid.
doing that. That's not good.
It sounds
Your
like
your
you.
your redneck accent is so much better.
Yeah.
Redneck is better than that. That's a
Yes.
guy that
I know,
He's
but like,
spoken so much.
I'm
he's
telling
hoarse.
you're man. I'll tell you that to
Shane.
The cool thing about us with these
that
dumb,
makes me laugh
That's
so
Shane.
hard.
Shane.
But like you do this right here.
I
Don't do that.
drove all the way to damn
That's-
California before I figured out how to change that phone.
That's
I know that we all have dumb Southern accents, but
that's
at least,
funnier
That's
now.
legit, though.
well, at least we're not like Larry the Cable Guy, where ours is fake.
No.
Ours is
No,
at
we
least
Ours
really
is
developed this.
whatever it is
we
right
really
now.
are this stupid.
We are so dumb.
we have to try when
Latvia,
we meet people.
kiss my ass.
If so,
You know what, Latvia? L-A-T. I got lats. Via can suck
Via
it.
working out.
Look at this. I got a lap.
Hey,
Turn
show us,
around.
son. Don't you dare break our GoPro
Show
screen
them
when you
lats.
flex.
Look at them lats right there, Vias.
Did you see it? He just flexed 6 years off his
Them
life.
Vias can suck it.
He's 6 years younger.
That's
right
a
now.
V shape right there.
He's 51
That's
now.
a V shape of my lats. My lats form a V.
Yeah, that's all it is. I'm thankful that y'all circled back hardcore on Latvia, and that way,
Fuck you.
you know,
They're not listening. They gave up.
Kevin may
They
or
heard the
may not have
apology.
had a half a
I'm
gallon
being
of
silly.
Fireball.
I
We're
know.
censored in Latvia right now.
Yeah, they just, I mean,
We're
we just
blocked
left the
out.
airwaves, right?
Yep.
But the prime minister did that. And she said she would.
I'll
Let
get
me
her,
make sure it's a she.
I'll get her straight. I'll
Prime
straighten her out.
Minister
Check your email.
Evica Salina.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure she
For
did
sure.
that.
So we get invited to Baja, and you turned it down.
I wrote,
Josh
not
Greco.
looking to die. Kevin and Nick have given me a lot of other things I'm supposed to ride.
It's in
I feel like
November. We don't have anything in November.
I'm the opposite of Josh Greco right now.
We just go buy a big like XR 600.
Listen,
See, more
you've-
XRs.
You've set your family up great.
Yes.
You
Yeah, they're
are
fine.
retired. Everybody's good. Your wife, your 2 kids, solid.
They're
if you
fine.
die,
They're
They
probably
don't miss a
better because
beat.
that's one less person
They don't
drawing
miss a
off the
beat.
account.
yes,
You know, like they'll be sad. It takes 21 days to set a new habit.
boom.
In 21
3
days,
weeks.
They'll
they're-
be used to me
I
not being there.
fasted.
They'll be
for
used to
3
whoever
weeks
the
without
new
alcohol.
guy is that comes
Yeah.
in.
The new guy.
The new dad.
Dude, he's going to suck,
Hey,
man.
kids,
He's
here's
not
your
even
new
going to be
dad.
radical. Like, I'm at least partially radical. I can do some radical things. This dude's going to be, he's going to sit at a desk all the time. Dude's going to be just, you know what I mean? Like, he won't be radical.
He's gonna be laid up on
Right.
your couch with his nuts hanging out.
I know. Check
He'll
it
be-
out. Just like McAdoo.
Whoa.
Whoa,
meatloaf.
what's up?
Yeah, I just, I don't know.
Mandy, can I get some more of that meatloaf, John Ball?
Can I get some more? This is the
Hey,
Man,
last.
need more meatloaf.
It's the last meatloaf
Everything
that
they
Dad
do
bought
from now
us.
on. Hey, kids, let's go out to dinner. Your dad's paying.
Yeah, this is on
He's
your dad.
still paying.
Remember your dad? Yeah, he pays. He's still paying.
years.
This dude ain't even got any money. He just showed up and walked
He's
into
been
like
waiting.
he's been like
He's been
hoping.
He's
just
been
got-
flying around like a bird.
He's just
Oh,
got a,
John-
He just
dead.
been circling like a vulture.
he's got a
you're
big
dead.
macadong, and he just moved right into your spot.
Dang it. And she's like, I always used to tell him that the big ones
I told
hurt.
him
That
that-
was bull. I was lying like hell to
I
him.
love them big
I
ones.
like
God
the big-
rest his soul.
Yeah,
Take
exactly.
take my breath away.
Take my breath away.
So, anyway, this guy's be disappointed if we don't do Baja. Will we do? I mean,
I just don't
Y'all-
want to die at
You
Baja.
guys have
You
committed.
don't have to die.
Y'all committed to a lot of stuff. Me, not personally.
Nick's
But you-
like,
but
we can
you
go to a
guys-
million things in
you can race
California.
Baja too. It's a straight line.
I have $300.
Yeah, you do just go from
I
one.
have $300 expendable capital. So stretch
Well,
it out.
you need to talk to Greco.
Yeah, Greco gets
because
you on
that
a
right
plan.
there, that's East Coast Supercross.
Greco, have you retired?
Yeah, Greco be like $300, like just sitting there.
What?
Dude,
You ain't doing nothing with
He bought a van. If
for
I went to buy a van,
$1,000?
if I went to buy a van,
He's living in a $1,000 van.
I'm in that
Yes.
business. I couldn't buy something I would drive across country in for $1,000.
yeah, there's no way.
Josh Greco.
If I walked in, they'd be like,
Get
it's
out of
$79,000.
The ticket
All
to
right.
get in
The
here. is
same
$1,000.
van, but
Yeah.
somehow Josh walks in there. They're like, man, we were going to pay
The
somebody
ticket
to haul
to
it
bid
off.
on this van is $1,000. So go ahead.
Yeah, decide.
And he's
yeah.
in it. He's in that van right now.
For 7 days early to
God
Glendale.
dang, Josh.
So how
Greco.
many people are on a Baja team? 4?
I
But
don't know.
he's riding solo.
Well, I understand. I'm not talking about him.
Dude, you
anymore.
ever
I'm talking
thought about
us.
trying to ride straight 24 hours? I mean,
No, I've ridden a mountain bike race for 6 hours by myself,
that'd be hell.
and it wasn't very
It wasn't in
fun.
the
Hey,
Mexico.
the last hour wasn't that fun.
Do we have any listeners in Mexico? Because I got a bad feeling I might,
don't
you know,
think so.
maybe I've said
Hopefully
something.
not. Don't listen to us.
Okay.
So
Just got nervous all the
This show's
time.
been 3 hours and 16 minutes.
That's because you
Oh,
drank
God.
3
Let's quit it.
gallons of Fireball, dog. That's
All right.
why. Usually
That's
Kevin's
it.
like, that's it.
I didn't know we were that far over time. All right.
All right. Time. Somehow,
Time.
a lot of times, Kevin, at the end, there's a song that plays.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called Outlaw Funk.
But
You can get it
listen,
on
man,
Spotify.
if y'all ever go to Flowbama, that's for Florence, Alabama, and you go to that
Flora.
bar, Look to the left of the bar and you'll see this old dude leaned up on a garbage can, kicking it like he's on break, talking about
Boss man said you come in late.
and that's how he talks. He don't shut up. He talks. If he's awake, he's talking, and he's talking about other dudes he works with. Just go there and find it. Muscle Shoals, Flobama. Yeah.
You might be joking like that now. Boss man says you here, dock your pay. Whoa.
And he did that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Baja in November.
God dang
You
it.
got time for
I'm gonna
that
start
shit.
shopping. I'm gonna start.
You gonna race that bullshit.
We just get an XR 650L, just a street. We'll just putt along.
Well,
like-
can we ride it to? Can we pull it behind the
You
Gold
can
Wing?
pre-run that
Yeah.
bullshit.
And we'll pre-run it on the Gold Wing to save our race
It's only
bike.
800 miles.
Yeah, ain't nothing to it.
Normally
yeah, it's
1,300.
only
Piece of
800
shit.
miles. It's,
Oh, it's short?
Yeah.
It's vet Baja.
Yeah.
They shortened it for all the vet
we-
riders. They
one-
can't
on
breathe.
an XR 650, probably doing 1 tank of gas.
Boom.
So we're already saving money. We
Done.
can't afford not to
It's
do
like
it.
Yes.
making money.
We've
It's-
saved 300
Yeah,
bucks.
if you're saving that much, you're making that much.
Good
All
night.
right.
Winners take y'all.
Love you.